All right, welcome in to Shmokin Hot Takes. Lamar Jackson put a muzzle on the Lions. The 40 whiners are begging for Trey Lance back. And are the refs the real NFL script writers? We also got our Week 7 recap plus Week 8 picks and power ranking, and so much more for you. Let's get smoking. Smoking.
Smoking.
Welcome in, folks. Welcome into Shmokin Hot Takes. I'm Prophet Jay, and I'm here with Koop
Yo.
and KDawg.
What's up?
And I'm back after quite the hiatus.
He's off the IR, guys.
Off the
Finally
IR.
back.
We broke the NFL rules. IR is normally for a month, but
4
I came
weeks,
back
yeah.
2 weeks early. It's the podcast IR, and honestly, I think you guys missed me because it's been getting real cold up in here.
All
It's been
right,
freezing
come
cold
on.
days.
I saw KDawg had a jacket last time. I didn't know that was the case though.
Yeah, I knew it was something in the air. I wasn't sure what though.
Yeah, good to have you back though.
Yeah, it's fun to be back, and I'm sad I missed last week because
Yeah,
these games have just been nuts. It's been Upset City. I feel like
so
the
weird.
first week I missed was kind of like the prequel, and then the second week was like the finale. It was like they kind of gave you a
Right.
cliffhanger, and now it's like we're
Yeah.
finishing off on these
It was
just
like
fucking
crazy
crazy games.
Deathly
of upsets.
Hollows Part 1, Deathly Hollows Part 2. Just back to back crazy weeks.
How did it feel like listening to us just
Yeah.
shit on some of your takes and you having no chance to retaliate?
Oh, it's fine because
Yeah.
I was also listening to you guys talk about your own takes. I was like, man, at the end of the season, I just know I'm gonna be right. And
All
we
right.
can go back. We have receipts.
Yeah, we do.
I've already been pulling them out.
Okay, we're gonna be
We
talking
can
about
pull them out through this.
some records
That's
next.
fine, but
yeah,
we can't.
at some point.
it's funny the one thing we keep track of every week you actually happen to be losing.
Uh-oh. Prophet Jay?
Do we really care about that? I'm doing it. You got to call. If you want to be remembered, it's for the big things, not the little things, right? And I'm making big call outs. The people want that. That's
All
what
right.
People show up
All
for.
right,
And you know what's cool? KDawg tracks best wins of the week, don't you?
that's right, I do.
So we'll see if you're up there, huh?
We'll
I
see.
feel like I'm there every week.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, we have a great show for you guys today. But first, before we get into it, make sure to like, follow, rate us on Spotify.
We're only at 20.
We're at 20. It hasn't changed since I've been
know.
gone. So we need to get that up. So yeah, give us
Could be us.
Give us a rating if you feel kind enough. Also, check out the Twitter. It's fire.
It's popping.
It's fire. There's some funny stuff going on there. The funniest stuff comes from me. And then the
Okay.
memes here kind of comes.
All
from
right.
Koop.
We've
So,
had
we all know-
our memes. We've each had at least one pop off.
I've had at least like 5.
All right.
But give it a follow because it's fun. It's at Shmokin Hot Takes. Same as our podcast name.
Yep.
It's a good time, and we're usually like live tweeting memes, other kind of rants,
Yeah.
just during the games, like especially Thursday, Monday, and then Sunday.
Right.
It's hard. Sunday's tough. But,
Come reply to some of our stuff. You might get into some arguments. Could be fun.
yeah. And then one thing I actually didn't talk to you guys about before this was
Uh-oh.
we should do like
What's
a
this?
post on like Instagram or Twitter or something. And it's like an Uncle Sam like pointing at you like we want your hot takes,
Oh,
like,
I like
so that
that.
we can do like
And he's got
people come in and they like will read off a couple hot takes and
Yeah.
we can react to them.
he's got like
live.
fire behind him and he's smoking a cigar.
Yeah, we need a post. Yeah, to get that. I mentioned that in last week's pod. I was like, we want your
Right.
takes. We didn't get a single.
Well, we gotta
Nothing.
ask
Just
for
not
it.
a single take.
We
this
gotta
week.
ask for it. 'cause,
Church.
like,
Hey,
people-
if they're following the pod, they should know to go to our
But
Twitter.
we're really emphasizing it now, so we really need it. We'll make those posts.
You could also do on like the what do you think of this episode
Oh, true.
on Spotify
Sure, yeah.
directly. You can post that there, and I think you can see other people's.
Maybe.
Stay tuned for that. But anyways, yeah, we had another exciting week 7. A lot of big games this week.
Big games.
And a lot of upsets again,
Yeah.
which
We've
I
had
mean,
we've had 2 really weird weeks in a row. It feels like with
Yeah.
these games.
yeah, I mean the power rankings were a hot mess last. I feel like the power rankings will have just been a hot mess every week.
Yeah, mostly yours, but
Mine
yeah.
have been most consistent, but
okay.
this week's they're going to be a mess. So make sure to stay tuned for that. They're both shaking their head right now. Yeah, it's going to be. I think that's what people are going to be looking forward to the most. This
Sure,
episode.
sure.
But, okay, so yeah, let's get back to it. Let's focus in here. We got
All
a
right,
great
focus
episode. Week 7 recap. Week 8 picks. Our middle segment, we're doing a flag football draft for the 2028 team.
That's right.
So that'll be fun. And then we're doing our power rankings and our Shmokin Hot Takes of the week. That's how we're finish out, right, guys? That's about it.
Sounds like it, yeah.
All right, so let's just get into it. Let's talk. I don't want to talk about this game.
Why? I mean, it's better because C-Dubs
isn't here to.
He's
flex
listening
on
now.
us. He's like, he's got the guns out right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Lions versus the Ravens.
Yep.
The Ravens just absolutely stomped on the
Crazy
Lions.
game.
I mean, the final score was 38-6.
Right.
A game which none of us, at least, expected that to be the outcome.
No.
And we saw just it was like an unstoppable. Lamar was just unstoppable.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He just kind of has games where he makes some plays, and you're like, all right, it's just his game today. And he just went out there, balled out. Mark Andrews looking good. National Tight Ends Day.
Oh, well, that's a big theme. Big theme for this week.
Why is there such thing as National Tight Ends?
That was George Kittle made that.
He did.
That national holiday, yeah.
Okay. I was wondering about that all week because I haven't heard of a National Punter Day.
They do it every year, man. I get hyped because I used to be a tight end. So Mark Andrews, 2 tutties. Yeah. I mean, Gus Edwards looking like a champ out there, running all up and down the Lions' rush defense, which is pretty hard to do.
That was my big argument for this game on why, and I think I was texting you guys about it on the day or the day before, which was the Ravens. They rely on the running game. I don't believe in Lamar as a passer. He proved me completely wrong.
There you
21
go.
for 27, 357, and 3.
Looking good, man.
I think he had a rushing touchdown too.
Yep. And he had a rushing touchdown and a fumble. But
that's
a small snub.
That's Greasegate. Yeah, that's not him. That's Greasegate.
But yeah, I mean, he was incredible, and I don't think we'll see for Gus Edwards. I think he looks good. I don't know if we'll see the same kind of volume just given the game script of.
Yeah, it was just a weird
because
game.
They were so far ahead. But yeah, the Lions look like frauds, and they were like the best against. I think they were literally the best against the run, fantasy wise, at least going into this week. Obviously, that changes.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely saw. David Montgomery being out really changed things. They got to rely on someone like Gibbs. I mean, he was fine.
My rookie of the year.
Okay, that was garbage time though,
yeah,
right?
True. I mean, for fantasy, I was happy.
But they didn't have that thumper. That change of pace, just running up the middle, making that defense hurt, and then they just couldn't get anything going offensively, passing. It's just
they also just
struggling all game.
I think I read Detroit didn't get their first down on offense until they were down 28-0.
I believe that. Yeah,
I
mean
that's just awful.
The Ravens put up so much so quickly, and the Lions. I mean, we know the game script of the Lions is it's kind of like what the Seahawks were. Like if you went back at Lynch,
sure,
crazy good defense, just pound the ball over and over and over again. It's basically the same recipe.
I like that.
And just to say something about Gibbs, I think Gibbs actually looks quite good. He was actually really efficient.
Sure.
11 for 68. That's basically 6 yards a carry. So
he had
a decent
he had a touchdown too.
Yeah, a tutty. But yeah, it was just I think this Ravens defense we got to just give them a little more credit because they really shut down the run. They shut down.
Well, this is the Ravens team we kind of expected to see this year, I think, and they kind of just put everything together. That Monken offense we were praying for finally came through. That defense we know that Baltimore always has. They showed up. They just had a complete game against one of the best teams in the league.
Former best team.
But that's a good win.
Yeah, I think
that shows a lot.
It's a good point bringing up Todd Monken. I feel like everybody after a couple games they're like, okay, we'll give him some more time. After 5 games, they're like,
I got tired.
Starting to write him off.
But
this is a guy. He hasn't been in the NFL in several years.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on a brand new offense. You have a really unique players to utilize,
right?
Lamar Jackson. It takes time to. I mean, it's only 5. It's what their 6th game, 7th game.
7th game.
Yeah.
It takes time, and this was an example of what it can be against a really good defense. So that's where their potential. The Ravens are a really dangerous team. I think I don't know what this says about Detroit. I mean, this was a team that all of us had moving up our rankings, some as high as number 1.
Yep.
Who did that? I don't remember that.
And I don't know what to make of them anymore. I mean, I think they've earned enough respect not to write them off yet after one game like this. But it's like, I don't know. It'll be interesting how they are going forward.
That's how hot his take was. You hear that ambulance going? Sorry about that, Smokers.
I think that came on right after we said Lions number 1.
They were coming for Prophet Jay's body.
Ah!
All
That's me
right.
dying. Yeah, I mean, I think the Lions will bounce back. I'm not
Me
worried
too.
about them. I think it's more this is a game where the Ravens really made their statement.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to keep a close eye to them as we push forward. Wow, they really
They're
didn't like the
still
Lions.
there.
Everyone take
They're still there.
that ambulance fire truck, not having it.
Yeah.
They're putting it out. They're putting it out, smokers.
Last thing to say for me is the Lions got their kneecaps bitten off. How are they going to respond?
Well, who do they play next week?
I think they play the Raiders.
Oh,
They're going to be upset.
They
Monday Night Football.
I'm calling. Oh boy,
and
I'm calling
DeMont.
over on this.
And DeMont is going to be back.
We'll get to it
All
later.
right.
We'll get
If I was a
spoilers.
betting man, I would bet the over on.
We might hear that on C-Dub's Locks.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I think so too. All right, Bills Patriots.
Yeah.
So Bills, the stanky Bills.
Man.
They've been dropping Bills dookies
You know what's
all over
funny?
the place.
I remember you saying this preseason. You're like, there's something stanky about those Bills. And I think they're really starting to stank up.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
lost to the Patriots, if you didn't see the game, 29-25.
Yep.
They just looked absolutely awful.
What's going on?
I mean, this is a Bills team where I feel like they play to the level of their competition.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like they play well against the good teams. They blew out Miami, a quality team.
Right.
But then they nearly lose to the Giants.
Yeah.
Last week. I think it was like what, 14-9?
14-9.
Like some stanky score. And then this time around, defense doesn't show up. Josh Allen isn't really playing all that well. 265 yards through a pick. Also out of fumble. And
man, he's right up there with Dak.
He's kind of, I mean, he has a lot of turnovers, but I feel like Josh Allen tries to take the game in his hands.
Eddie.
And like, he just loses it. He fumbles the bag, man.
Yeah, I mean, his first throw this game, I think their first play from scrimmage was an interception. I mean, he's due for a couple of those a game, it seems like, at this point.
Yeah.
The Bills are just like such an enigma to me. I just don't know what they are. They're maybe the most inconsistent team we've seen. Like they lost to the Jets week 1. Then I think they had 3 straight blowout wins. Maybe there was a loss mixed in there, and one of those was against Miami, like you mentioned. But then they've had these weird They had that that game they almost lost to the Giants, and then they lost 3 other close games as being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of mad at myself because I was like going into picks. I was after picking the Patriots against the Raiders. I was like looking at this. Remember, I told you guys like I was trying to find a reason to pick the Patriots this game, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's no way.
Went with it,
and then
man.
of course they do this, and Mac Jones had a shout out to Mac Jones. Led a great final drive.
He played well.
Yeah,
he played well.
Proving the haters wrong.
It's kind of like it was funny because
I'm still a hater.
There was this narrative that like, oh, Bill Belichick's on the hot seat, Mac Jones is on the hot seat, and then it comes out after like that Bill Belichick's got like
had like an
lifelong
extension
contract, like he's basically like Emperor Palpatine, just controlling
the
scenes from. Maybe he's the script writer. Who knows? Yeah, I agree though. Mac Jones played awesome, and one of my little. If you're playing fantasy, I already have this guy picked up. But if you need some depth in wide receiver, Kendrick Bourne. He's looked pretty nice. Pretty nice. It doesn't matter. Like waivers go off tonight, so anyone's listening will be true.
It'll be super.
Well, I might have already gotten him at that point then.
I want to. I want to rewind a little bit. Lions Ravens. We did not mention Koop's.
I thought I got by.
We didn't mention his smoking hot
stayed
take
quiet
of last week. Koop, do you want to remind everyone of your prediction?
Yeah. So Lions Defensive Player of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson had 1 pick 6 in this game. He had 1 forced fumble on recovery, and
he also threw a touchdown.
No, he had 3 sacks.
3 sacks? Did he? Really?
Wait. Oh, that was in a different universe. He had, I think, 1 fumble recovery. So I called something.
You did get that.
I don't believe he had a sack, did he?
He did not.
That's
he did not have a.
And he didn't have a pick
sack, 0 forced fumbles, and somehow did not even have a pick 6 this game.
Somehow.
But I did think it was funny. He did get that fumble recovery. So
I know, and that happened pretty early. So I was pretty hyped about it. I was like, hey, hey, maybe I called something here. I mean, that's such a long shot.
3.
I just figured
Lamar.
I figured Lamar's kind of been running around a little bit.
Basically,
I had some rationale behind it.
Koop. It's called Kook. Coop basically called one of just an all-time defensive performance here.
And might as well just put him in the Hall of Fame after this game.
That's not
That was
crazy.
An all-time Coop.
Oh, did we see Myles Garrett? Do we need to just go into the Browns game or something?
Honestly, I don't have much more to say about the Bills.
He had a similar game to that, Schmoker, so don't say it's out of this world.
Myles Garrett is 10 times the player that Aiden Hutchinson is.
I'm calling Aiden Hutchinson as a potential defensive player of the year just because he doesn't do it now doesn't mean he can't. I mean, all these players did it once when they hadn't at all before. Come on, guys. That's why it's so hot.
All right, do you have anything more on the Bills Patriots? Otherwise, let's go.
No, let's keep going.
Let's go to the Dolphins. So we're going to go to the Dolphins, the Eagles. Battle of the two. I think we all had these teams in our top 5, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Of course.
No, I did not have the Dolphins, I don't think. I think I might have.
Are you sure?
And I will admit, I was the only one.
Me on that.
I was alone in saying that the Dolphins will win this game. I thought the matchup
really
seemed a little better, but the Eagles just absolutely they shut the run game down.
I think they had 45 yards.
Yeah, 31-17 Eagles. And, A.J. Brown is a man amongst boys, and he is making us look foolish. He makes us look so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Not me. I was always a fan.
Well, I'll take this one. I think I texted you guys. I said, hey, I came back kind of on my knees. I was like, hey, I think I might have not respected A.J. Brown enough. And I really didn't. That guy is an animal. I was like, Devonta Smith is going to be the GOAT. And then A.J. Brown's like, who? I'm going to cry on the sidelines until I get all the targets.
Which is what they say that wasn't what the conversation was about. But it fits the narrative. And
regardless,
that's what I would like to go with it.
You throw him the damn ball, he's going to catch the damn ball.
Yeah, dude, he's
a good.
On people.
He's
he had 10 catches, 137 yards, a tutty. I mean, he had basically half of Jalen Hurts.
I know, man.
Yards. Like
he's good. He's good.
Here's my question: why can't he's a similar type player of like DK? DK's bigger, maybe faster.
He is much better than DK.
So why can't DK do that? They play at the same damn school. What's going on?
I'll talk about this later.
DK just pisses me off. He's such a wasted.
Because he's got all the potential in the world,
but not the brain to use it.
He doesn't have that X factor. I don't know. AJ Brown, I never doubted the guy, and he's just going off. I mean, I have a couple of things. So the Dolphins, I kind of called them out as potential frauds last week.
I remember that.
They're kind of looking that part. So they're 5-2 now. Their 5 wins are against teams who are combined 5-24 this year.
That's a good stat.
Wow.
Man. So again, this is their game to prove it. They didn't even come close, really.
No.
Now, on the flip side, I also saw that Jalen Hurts has won 11 straight regular season games against teams over 500.
Wow.
Which is second best all time.
That's crazy. All time? What's first?
Actually, tied for third. 2 people are above him with 12. Peyton Manning and Vinny Testaverde.
Who?
Danny Testaverde.
Vinny Testaverde.
I haven't heard about Vinny in a long time.
Vinny Testicles. That's all I'm hearing on that.
Well, Commanders are 3-3, unfortunately.
There's also the battle, just a side note, of the 2 former Alabama QBs.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, that was a great story. I watched the pregame to that. Very cool. Very compelling.
That's awesome. And it seems like they're homies. I also sent you guys that list of that Alabama team from 2017, the one that UW played in the playoffs. Woo! Every single player in that starting lineup is on an NFL team and an impact player.
Yeah,
except
that
for
is crazy.
It was I think it was Herb Smith Jr. who used the tight end.
He's in there.
No, he's not in the NFL, but he's not really a huge impact player. Correct?
You know what?
Sure.
2023 UW Huskies. They're gonna be saying that about the same
Rome
class.
Odunze next, Justin Jefferson.
Probably better.
Maybe the
that's
the
like
route running.
I would say.
Yeah. The route running of Justin Jefferson plus the speed of Tyreek Hill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that seems reasonable.
If you're an NFL scout, you might want to bump this guy for points.
All right.
One last thing to say about this game. I hate the Eagles, but I really love those uniforms.
Oh, they're
very
cool.
Sick.
The Kelly,
they're probably
Kelly green. Is that what that's
they're probably
so nice.
The second best throwback underneath the Seahawks.
The Seahawks do have a nice one.
They have the number one.
The Seahawks do have a nice one. I might put the Eagles above.
No, the whole population of the United States have voted that the Seahawks are the best.
Did they really?
They actually did.
Really?
Yes.
You'll have to forward me that.
So I want to ask you guys a quick question because we've talked about 2 AFC East teams, being the Bills and the Dolphins, both of which we had projected, finishing the season pretty well off. Who do you guys now project to win that division? Do you think it's Dolphins or do you think it's Bill? I mean, unless you have the Jets.
No, I have the
C-Dubs
Patriots.
put
the. No, I would say I still like the Dolphins here. I think their defense gets healthier. They get Howard back. They get Ramsey back.
Yeah.
And then Bills, their secondary has been depleted very badly. They've lost like season-ending injuries to a couple of their guys. So I don't.
But they got DeMar Hamlin.
Okay, I don't think they get any better. So I see the Dolphins just kind of take it.
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, the Dolphins have the better record right now by a game, but then the Bills do have. They did beat them.
They just have the Joker, the X
and of
Factor.
Course, Of course, they'll play again. I don't know. It's tough. I guess I'd have to look at their schedules. I would lean Bills though. Just because we've seen, I mean, they've been very inconsistent this year, but we've seen more consistency from them in the past. Whereas the Dolphins, we haven't seen Tua play a whole season even, so I don't know.
And the Bills do have more playoff experience. Like they have kind of that, they've been there, done that kind of with this whole playoff.
We're not talking playoffs. We're talking their next regular season game.
They play, if I remember correctly, they play week 18, like last game of the regular season. That's basically a playoff game. Yeah. It has a lot of playoff.
That'll probably be for the division.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun one to tune into.
Dolphins
to check. I'll have to pick. I'm gonna pick the Bills.
All right. The Bills. So 2 Bills. So once it's week 18 and we're making our picks, I want you guys to be on the Bills.
Go back.
We can change our mind.
No, you can't.
A lot changes.
You're locking it in right now.
That's like what I find so funny about when we do our picks. Like we have like late injury news. Like, nope, you got to stick.
Well, you have to. I mean, you do.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you should consider it in your.
Usually, I'm like, okay, I know this guy might be injured, might be out, but even though that's the case,
I mean, there's so many like game time things. So like
we can't betray the viewer.
You just say, hey, if this guy's playing, then
no, I know. I'm just.
But and then you just stick with one pick.
It's all good. It doesn't matter much. All right, let's go on to the Chargers Chiefs. This was Koop had a lot of. Oh wait, sorry. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's go to the 49ers Vikings.
That's right. Back it up. I
don't want to talk about the 49ers. I don't like the 49ers.
Do we try to skip it?
Yeah, you try to skip that? 49ers lost.
You don't want to talk about it.
This game stunk.
They're in our division, my man.
It's 22-17 Vikings.
Yeah.
Kirk Cobain.
Hey, primetime Kirk, huh? He passed it on to Purdy. And I was sending some fire memes out. I said, hey, Trey Lance's phone be buzzing right now. Purdy, get him off the seat. We need Trey Lance back. That's what Kyle Shanahan's been saying. What do you think, KDawg?
Regarding Brock Purdy, I don't know what to say. I mean, I think
he didn't show up in the fourth quarter.
Look, I said before we were talking about the Lions, I was like, I think they've earned some respect that we should give them. I think Brock Purdy has earned a little bit of respect where I'm not ready to write him off.
He gets to trip a little bit.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he was an 7th round pick rookie last year.
I know.
I don't know how many games he started, but
it's going to catch up to him. It's going to catch up to him at some point.
So he's going to have some growing pains. So I'm not ready to write him off. But if you're a 49ers fan, obviously you don't feel good about it. And the 49ers look like they're human.
Yeah, so I just want, 2 weeks ago when it was just KDawg and myself, we talked about the Niners and they were undefeated and stuff. And I was like, this is what Niner fans look back on it at their undefeated season or their Super Bowl team. And they're like, yeah, that's why we made it. I feel like I cursed them after that because they just lost 2 straight games.
Yeah. Dude, I was thinking, I think the Cowboys put some sort of curse on them. I think Mike McCarthy screwed something up.
They look so beatable right now.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny, too, like the Jordan Addison versus Charvarius Ward. Yeah. Like, he got that pick 6 by pulling it out of him at the beginning of the game.
Right.
Or not pick 6. He didn't get it back. But he got that pick. Yeah. And then later in the game, Jordan Addison pulls it out of his hands for a touchdown.
Yeah, runs it back.
That was fun to see.
Addison's looking great. He's emerging.
Yeah.
When now that he's got the room to himself.
Yeah, he looks like a
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a Justin Jefferson light.
Oh, shoot, we almost got there. You didn't do the alliteration.
Justin Jefferson light.
Also, shout out to primetime Kirk.
Yeah, man, Kirko changed.
He deserves some credit.
Yeah, he had 35 completions,
378.
Yes, he's looking pretty good. 0 sacks, which is crazy against the 49ers.
Yeah, and especially that O-line usually lets him get hit quite a bit. Right? So good job to the O-line. Defense, for the Niners, not looking as sharp as we've seen.
They just kind of had a game, And you know what's great about this fantasy-wise? If you're a Justin Jefferson owner, maybe last week or week before they had the last 2 wins, you were kind of like, Maybe they just keep Justin Jefferson on the IR. He doesn't come back. We're kind of tanking. Well, they just won these last two.
Yeah, they're 3-4 now.
3-4 now.
The North is winnable.
Yeah, Jefferson. It looks like he's going to want to come back, and they're going to compete this year.
I mean,
think they have the team for it, so why not?
I know we were talking about.
So don't trade him if you have him, or trade for him if you can.
But we were talking early on before the season even started about wide receiver cores, and like the Vikings for me I put them up pretty high just because of Jefferson. They're moving up a lot higher for me. Fair. Just because of the addition of what we're seeing from Addison.
I think people there were some whispers about Addison amongst this group a little bit.
I had him on my top 5 to watch.
I had him up there, my wide receiver core. Thank you, Prophet Jay.
And they're not really. I mean, the running back room stinks for the Vikings.
Like they haven't had a running. They haven't had a rushing touchdown all year.
Yeah, they suck. Wow. They're horrible.
Yeah, so. They are horrible. And I wanted to mention I really fucked up this game. In fantasy, instead of going with the Kirk, Jordan, Addison combo because they were playing the 49ers, I went with Sam Howell, Terry McLaurin.
No! He got spooked.
As a result, I lost this week.
Scary Terry jumped out.
Never count on Sam Howell and Terry McLaurin.
Man.
Wow, you went. I mean, I get the logic, though, to go away from the Niners. Like,
kind
of bounce back.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, though, for like normal football, held in check.
Yeah. I mean, he still had 2 touchdowns.
Fantasy-wise, though, big day. But
I mean, he's always coming in clutch. You know what? I'm starting to think they just rely on that guy way too much. He played 100% of the snaps, even though he had an oblique injury coming back from one. You don't do that unless you need a guy 100% of the time. Like, that was a must-win game. And he didn't get any time to breathe.
Yeah.
And you want this guy to last the whole season? What are you doing?
Well, maybe they're a little worried Debo was out, too.
I know, but
2 of their top guys.
They're definitely beat up.
If you can bottling McCaffrey is 2 touchdowns apparently. But if you can do that, I mean, make Brock Purdy throw. It's just like any other team with these young quarterbacks. Atlanta Falcons, make Riddler throw. I mean, in this come up.
Put some respect on Ritter's name.
We'll talk about it later, but I'm just saying.
Well,
that's usually how you force these young guys to make mistakes, and prove it. And Brock Purdy couldn't prove it.
I did mention a long while ago that I thought Purdy was looking a little fraudulent because he was starting to get pressured. I can't remember what game it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Thursday Night Football, and I think we were doing the reaction.
Yep.
And I said that Purdy was looking, like when he got pressured, he looked like when he was under duress, he didn't look great. He threw the ball away a lot, just had some, his accuracy dropped quite a bit. And I think we're kind of seeing the formula being like created against the Niners in which he's getting pressured a lot. He's not doing well, which I think the Cowboys just didn't really have the opportunity because they got down so much. And then the game script just turns into try to catch Christian McCaffrey. And you can't do that.
I'm not convinced necessarily that the NFL has found an answer for them, but it has been shown that they can be.
We're getting closer.
Closer. Well, the answer we need to find is the Eagles tush push, but
I think I know the answer.
We saw that yesterday.
You jumped over
Fred Warner. Yeah, he jumped over, grabbed Kirko, and said, "You ain't getting in there."
Yeah,
and it works, but
that's so tricky though because you have to time the snap. Well, you have to.
I saw something similar in the Eagles game that still didn't work. I just think they're that good. Regardless.
Well, I mean, there's so many teams that do the tush push, and a lot of them aren't working.
They don't do it.
I was watching the Giants. Don't.
That's okay.
Why?
We know why. And they tried it multiple times, and they didn't get it.
Well,
also, and then there was also the one. I think it was the Rams Steelers. Not just to jump out a little bit, but they were I think didn't they try to do it, and then they didn't get it, and then the refs gave it to them anyways. Yeah. There was big controversy over that.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Wow, spoiler.
All right. Well, the reason why I was skipping to the Chargers Chiefs because Taylor Swift was there, and I was really excited to talk about Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, one, you should have seen what Koop was doing online. He was tweeting so much about this Chargers Chiefs game. 31-17, Chiefs over the Chargers.
Anytime I hear that name, I will just not respond.
She was in attendance for National Tight End Day.
What, KDawg?
Koop, can you give up on the Chargers already? Please.
You might hear a little bit of that later. Okay. Let's just keep going.
Mahomes had a monster day.
Yeah, he did.
32 completions, 424. He put up 270 something in the
first half.
In the first half, 4 tutties, a pick, and the majority of that It went to Travis Kelce, and guess who asked Travis Kelce? My girlfriend. And guess who I played in fantasy?
Oh, you got
my
your little booty beat,
and
huh?
so she just clapped at my cheeks.
Wow.
Oh, so
well,
bad.
that's pretty commonplace in your relationship, though.
Okay.
All right.
Funny guy here.
It was a close game. 17-17, I believe, going into the half. At least started 17-17 in the third quarter. It just like every kind of Chiefs win happens, it kind of gets out of hand for the other team or the refs do a couple things.
What pissed you off most about the refs?
Pacheco was not down. That ball was moving. I can tell you that much. It was 17-17 or 17-24. Pacheco fumbles. If they counted it as a fumble, the momentum would have been going towards the Chargers. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just enjoying what you're saying.
This guy makes every excuse for the Chargers.
I like the Chargers.
Just tell me.
No, they're not.
God.
I'm ready.
They're so fraudulent.
Yeah, I feel
they're
like
so bad.
They weren't even in it last week.
Okay, the last time I was here.
if you look at the AFC standings right now, it's just like so jam packed to try to get that wild card spot. And now the Chargers, correct me if I'm wrong, they're 2-4.
Yeah,
I think they're done. I don't think they really have a chance to make the playoffs.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what their schedule looks like. To be fair, but they could go on a tear.
No, they don't have a defense. That's their problem. Brandon Staley looks like he's 200 years old.
Get rid of him.
Eckler's done nothing.
Eckler's hurt right now.
I think he's still nursing something. Yeah. I do expect bigger things, as I just traded for him.
I know. Can we talk about that? That was a fleece.
On my side?
You fleeced him.
Oh,
you know that.
No,
you're smiling right now. That's why you're smiling. Let's tell him what the trade was. Let's tell him what the trade was.
In Dynasty, right? So you keep players. So I traded my first round 2024 pick, which will probably be on the later side because will be contending.
Sure.
A second round plus Deontay Johnson, who just came back from injury, Steelers, for Austin Eckler, Christian Kirk, and I think a third.
To begin with, those are 2 first rounders at least, right there.
Yeah, I mean Christian Kirk's been going off.
He's always a first rounder.
Christian Kirk has kind of proved himself.
Eckler's worth 1 and a 2.
I guess I don't really.
Kirk is worth 1 himself.
I've never done Dynasty, so
and you know this. And you're holding back.
I don't know how much those picks are worth because aren't you just picking rookies?
I pulled up every single. Yes. I pulled up every single Dynasty.
They don't count as anything.
I could, and a lot of them said the majority of them said it was very even. Believe it or not.
All right, let's move on from that. Don't talk about
so. Let the listeners decide.
Herbert, let us know, Smokers. Herbert didn't look very good. He had 2 picks.
Yeah,
and maybe he's coming from the hand injury still. I don't know if that's
like. I
think they missed Mike Williams too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Palmer's been stepping in. He had 130.
The problem is Quentin Johnson hasn't been doing anything.
That's true.
That's their JSN. That's their Zay Flowers. They drafted this guy really highly.
And he's the Mike Williams type.
He is.
He's the type.
He's not getting involved. Thing this year.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Kellen Moore, come on, I believe in you.
But, I mean, you love all these offensive coordinators, and they've kind of been sucking.
Todd Monken, he sucked pretty bad last game.
He had 1 good game.
Beat the Lions.
I mean, and
they're 5-2. You can't say that's just one good game.
I'll point to one really good take I had, and then I'll say I'm the best.
You do that.
You actually do that.
Thank you, KDawg, for backing that up.
You guys want to talk about Taylor Swift at all?
No. I want to move to next.
What in the world?
All right, we'll go. Let's quickly go through Thursday Night Football. Jaguars Saints.
Yep, nice call out.
That was me.
I'll give you the props there. Yeah.
All of us picked the Saints. I don't know why.
I was talking to KDawg earlier. I was like, Prophet Jay wasn't here, and I was like, why is he picking the Jags? And everyone was like, I don't know.
Was it because you were expecting Trevor Lawrence to not play?
We didn't think he'd play as well as he did.
I wasn't
on a short week. That was my rationale. Short week. He has a leg injury, and then I texted the group. I was like, during that game, like the warm-ups, I said, "Wow, T-Law is looking pretty good on his feet."
If that's a knee injury,
he looks pretty good.
I would be
man.
My normal self is on the IR. He was moving good.
He rushed a lot.
Yeah, he looked fine.
I feel like that's the case for a lot of these quarterbacks.
He played really well.
Like Mahomes has had a injury, lower extremity injury, and then he's rushing all of a sudden. You've seen that in the Super Bowl?
Totally. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Bet on those guys.
But beyond all that, though, if what's his name, Foster Moreau doesn't drop that catch in the end zone,
at least overtime.
It's an overtime game. So the Saints did battle back. I think I wrote in the group chat early in the game. I was like, the Saints, there's no way they're coming back. They're not built for this. And then they almost did.
It was funny because I was at a pizza place at the first half, and we was like on the TV and watching it, and then we scootered home. I scootered home for like the whole second half and just missed it. Like the best part.
That's a long
the
scooter ride.
It was a long ride, but the game was horrible in the first half. It was so boring. So, but I think, man, the big story here, and you should have seen my meme on Twitter about it, was Alvin Kamara. It's just this offense. I mean, he had like what, 12 catches?
I think he already leads running backs in receptions by far, and he missed 3 games.
Yeah, I think Puka Nacua had like 36 receptions in the first like 4 games, and then Alvin Kamara, since he's been back, had like 35, and then also like 60 rushing attempts.
Yeah, he's just like a PPR machine, even a half PPR machine. Like you can just throw him in there just for.
But Derek Carr looks awful.
Got him in 2 leagues, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I could do what Derek Carr doing.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
No,
I could dump it off to him. I could dump it off to Kamara.
Dude, yeah, you're right.
Hire me. Like, and I mean, they're not getting Olave involved. Well,
he had a decent game, but kind of
not as much as you would hope for.
Yeah, Carr doesn't have that connection.
You're not getting like Michael Thomas.
I think Michael Thomas finally had a touchdown though. Probably his first thing.
He did. He did have a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
he did. And then Taysom Hill got involved a little bit too.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, we haven't seen much
because I pick him up for 1 week, he gives me nothing. I drop him, and then he just goes off.
That's the Taysom Hill specialty, man. You know, he always gets there when you don't expect it or need it, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
Jaguars look good. I think they're
5-2.
Yeah, still top 10 team.
5-2.
They're good. And this AFC South, front runners.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine. I mean,
and I think also like Zay Jones plays a bigger part in this offense than we expect.
Yes,
I think he opens up Ridley a little more too.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Ridley gets involved a bit more. I like the Jaguars, man.
Yeah,
they're great. And Etienne looks. Sorry to interrupt, but Etienne's awesome.
Yeah, he's running the ball out there real well. No, I was talking to C-Dubs earlier, and we were texting. I was trying to maybe make a trade for Calvin Ridley in the league. I was like, hey, should I trade this guy for this guy? And C-Dubs was like, well, every game that both Zay Jones and Ridley have played in, Ridley has gone off. Yeah. And Zay
Jones,
when
Kirk's quiet.
Yeah, Zay Jones is going to be back. So, hey, maybe go trade for Ridley.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I like Christian Kirk a lot right now. He's been so consistent.
I do too.
He started out a little slow this season, but he's been great.
Yeah.
Okay, Browns-Colts. The
worst game of the week.
Showdown that nobody expected.
Yeah, right.
I actually really enjoyed it.
It was awesome. It took forever.
This is probably the best game of the week, honestly.
And with
I was gonna say like everyone expected, just a big shootout, guys. Big offensive game.
Yeah. I didn't hear C-Dub's locks for this. Was this in the under?
Oh,
I feel like
either.
I don't remember if it was a lock or if he said it on the upside.
No, I believe he said it was an under.
He was like, I think he said
he was under 40.
Like, just like,
yeah.
I think he would have bet his life
savings
on
it. Yeah. Oh no.
And then he turned out what, 74
points? Complete opposite.
Something like that.
I mean, I just want to take a second to just enjoy this Deshaun Watson misery.
All right.
I've been stunned on Watson all season long.
He sucks.
The people they missed it for the past 2 weeks.
It's hard to for me to be like I can't really defend him because of who he is, but he's hurt, man.
He sucks.
Okay, so I knew you were gonna say that because right before we did the pod, there was like some alert that came out. It was like he has it was like a specific shoulder injury that pitchers have often in baseball, and typically when a pitcher has it, they're out for about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So he's in a lot of pain. And I mean, you saw from like the first throw, interception.
Right.
The second throw was a near interception. That's when he got just absolutely smoked and then pulled out of the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still like the Browns. Like I was stunned on the Browns earlier this season. And that was because mostly of Deshaun Watson. And then when Chubb went out, I mean, obviously that's a huge loss. But like Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, Pierre Strong Jr.
Well, Jerome Ford's out now.
I mean, that's fine. I still think they're going to do well. Like, I still am, as a Seahawks fan, I'm nervous for this week.
Yeah.
It's only because of their defense to me.
But that's fine.
Who just gave up 38 to the Colts?
Elite. It's elite. But you're right.
But why are we so worried now?
It is weird. I just think...
A backup quarterback, no running back.
The backup doesn't matter. He's playing better than Deshaun.
PJ Walker.
He's better than Deshaun
My man,
Watson.
going against the Seahawks.
I agree.
Deshaun Watson's so bad.
Yeah, but going against the Seahawks, they just played the Colts defense.
You guys are getting ahead of yourselves.
All right.
No,
we're not.
All right. Last thing I'll say, because I want you guys to talk about this one too, is Minshew looked good.
No, we didn't. He threw 2 picks.
He had 3 turnovers.
3 turnovers.
But he did have a lot of offense too. He had 4 total touchdowns.
Didn't he have over 500 yards?
He may have no. He had 300 passing.
Oh, okay.
And some on the ground.
And Josh Downs. Emergence of Downs.
Yeah, I like him.
Why do you like him?
I mean,
because I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Why'd you pick him up?
What do you mean? He was on the waivers.
I know. Why'd you pick him
up?
Like
actually, you dropped him. I remember that. I looked at the history. You dropped him to the waivers. Somebody else picked him up. Then I picked him up. Sorry, buddy.
I have him in a different league. I'm happy about it.
Why do I like him? What do you mean?
Well, what about his...
He's an animal.
Ability?
I'm going to talk about him later on.
Well, we're talking about the Colts now.
I know, but I might bring him up later.
I don't see how he's gonna come up later, but
he's gonna be on his flag football draft.
I think the Colts. I think the Colts look good this game. I don't know how they did that against them, even though they did have a lot of turnovers. I don't know how they did that against the Browns defense that just shut down the 49ers. Yeah. No one saw that coming.
There's the running game too.
The running game, JT's back. He had 120 yards.
He looked good. As much as I don't like JT.
Did you guys know Zach Moss is the number 2 rusher in the NFL right now?
Yeah,
he's awesome. Terms of yards.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I would not have.
I got him off the waivers as well.
And look, the Colts should have won this game. I mean, that last drive by the Browns, they got very lucky. They got bailed out with 2 calls.
Bad officiating.
Like one of the calls, I think they called holding or something, and it was a fumble, and the Colts recovered. The game should have ended. I don't know if that was a bad call or not. I actually didn't see that in detail, but. At the end of the game, there was that PI in the end zone that was clearly the ball was uncatchable, gave the ball to 1-yard line. And then given all that, the Browns barely won on 4th and 1 with Kareem Hunt just sneaking over.
Right.
So Browns got a little lucky. Colts look really good, given, what we expected. Also, a fun little tidbit about this game. Did you know that Browns wide receiver David Bell, you ever heard of him?
No,
I hadn't either.
I have not.
But his niece was born at the stadium during the game.
In the bathroom?
I don't know.
Oh, is he on the team currently?
Yeah,
he did not play a snap.
Okay.
Or at least he didn't get a catch.
Well, apparently his sister was expecting a baby.
Like at this game?
Yeah, he thought she would be delivered early. I guess she had, or before the game. Yeah. That didn't happen. I guess she had to see him not play, and the baby was born at the stadium.
Jeez, man. Well, that's a story.
Yeah,
right there.
Story. Last thing to say, unless you want to add something, Coop, but if you're in fantasy, I'd probably fade the hell out of all Browns wide receivers. I mean, PJ Walker.
I like Amari Cooper.
He's not going to do
it. And yet, Smokers, he's scared for the Seahawks to play these guys. Yeah, fade all of the receivers.
It's just they control the game, man. It's like the defense is solid. I know they gave up 38. But like the week before. Then the Browns beat the Niners.
Exactly.
In like a close game. And like they've been holding teams pretty well. I mean, we'll see. We'll see who we got for the pick'ems upcoming.
I know who I got. I've never gone against them, so.
All right. Falcons Bucks, the battle, I think this was the battle for the lead of the NFC South.
I wonder if someone here picked that game correctly.
Falcons won 16-13. Coop got that one right of all
Heyo.
Of us. This game really, 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 really frustrated me.
Yeah, it was wild. Falcons could have lost many times at the end there.
No, not for any of those reasons. Okay. It's because Bijan got one snap at the end of the game.
Okay.
Freaking Arthur, that guy, Arthur Smith, is a freaking bozo.
Yeah,
and doesn't let us know about it.
He's a fantasy terrorist. I've heard.
He is a hater.
So.
Yeah, when I saw Cordero Patterson in there,
I know you were texting the group chat. You're like, "Hey guys, what's going on? My palms are sweating here."
Okay, yeah, but Desmond Ridder, my boy, Desmond Ridder,
that dude
player to watch.
No, that dude can't get anything right. Like even in a game where he had a really good completion percentage, 250 yards, he still lost 3 fumbles. Like the dude, even if he has something
different. So there was one. He was about to score. I don't know if you saw this one. He was about to score. He slowed up, and then. Ball got popped out, and then turned into a touchback. So that was one of them.
I think that also happened to Drake London, where he was like literally on the 1. He got hit, or I think he got hit, and then the ball came out of his hands and also bounced out. So the Falcons actually could have won this game,
like pretty handedly.
Pretty handedly, which I think is pretty cool to see that they're. I mean, they look like a solid team.
I've just been saying if they get their quarterback, but Riddler's looking pretty.
I think
good
it looks like I genuinely think he has improved with each game. this season.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it truly is a different problem. Like the first problem was he couldn't really throw the ball, and like granted that's what you have to do as a quarterback. Second was like he was throwing a lot of picks. Kind of got that straightened away. Now it's the fumbles. So.
Yeah.
I see him as a plus player moving forward, and I mean they're getting a lot of like Drake London looks like a really good wide receiver with him throwing. Now.
Oh, really? He was only drafted in the first round.
Well, Kyle Pitts is getting involved. I mean, just the guys that we've been complaining about not getting utilized are actually being on the team now.
Yeah.
I think Ritter still sucks, but
I do too. But
he showed. Okay, but you guys had him at like bottom 3.
I know. So he's working.
Not bottom.
No, not at all.
I don't know.
He's better than Derek Carr.
I'd have to reevaluate.
Man, yeah, that would be a whole nother
Ritter
episode.
Ritter or Carr?
Probably Carr.
Ritter or Zach Wilson?
With Riddler.
I actually might take Zach Wilson.
No, I'm taking Riddler.
Ritter or Russell Wilson?
Wilson.
No, you guys are crazy.
Okay.
And then on the other side, Bucks.
Nothing. Mayfield, come on, man. That's enough. No, you got to say. Right, so I just traded away Evans in a league, and he kind of popped off, so that was cool. But I also have in a league. Evans and Baker have a pretty good connection. Godwin, he was kind of
Mike Evans has always thrived, no matter who's thrown in the ball.
Yeah, he's always had like 1,000. He's always had 1,000 yards.
Yeah. Imagine if
he's still on track for sure.
Pat Mahomes.
Oh man, that's like anybody.
Well, he had Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
he was in his
near the
geriatric age.
I mean, Tom Brady put up huge numbers.
Yeah, he did, but
not a second.
Nobody would say Brady's better than Mahomes athletically.
No, but he still put up huge
numbers.
Is
the second year of Brady better than current BakerMayfield? I think
second year of
not.
Brady at the second year. No, second year. First year he won.
He was there.
Second year they lost.
Well, second
I
or
think
third.
He came back. Yeah,
second or third. He didn't play.
Regardless,
I think he was overhated on there. I think he was underrated even his last year. But
okay.
Yeah, let's
do you guys think? Just last question: the Falcons now own the South. Do you think Tampa Bay is going to come back and win, or do you think the Falcons win the division?
Falcons take it.
I honestly have no idea.
Which none of us have.
I might still go Buccaneers.
Oh. Okay, Steelers Rams. I don't like the Steelers, but they won.
Yeah, I think.
don't know how. Is it 24-17?
The Steelers at 5-2 just makes no sense.
I know. It's the weirdest team.
Because Pickett is not good.
He's decent.
The running back, not good.
They got a top 10 wide receiver core, though.
Not really.
No, I don't think we've seen
George Pickens was looking pretty good.
George Pickens.
Deontay Johnson's back. He had some pretty good catches this game.
It's a good thing because Najee Harris still sucks. So
well, he had a touchdown.
For that.
Yeah. So Jalen Reed.
Yeah, but, dude, Najee's not
he's so bad
efficient. Yeah, Pickens had 107 yards. He looks really good. Pickens is the number one now.
He is
by far.
Yes, I would say he had a sophomore breakout.
I think
it's the defense though.
Defense looks good. I mean, you still got Watt. You got Minka.
They're just really well coached, I guess. But like the stats do not support them being 5-2. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, dude, they're like Tomlin. Like there's some crazy stat like Tomlin isn't like he's like never had like a losing record or something.
But he has gone 8-8, I think. But yeah, never
still
had a losing record.
5-2 though.
Doesn't look like that's going to change this year.
No.
But I think the story, or one of the big stories, is that 4th and 1 by Kenny Pickett, where it did not look like he got
That's
it.
what I was referencing.
I don't know if that gave you guys your Seahawk fans some shivers. Like,
all right.
Back to our 2007
back
Super Bowl.
To that Super Bowl 40 with Ben Roethlisberger. It wasn't quite that bad.
Well, I was like, how old were we? Like 10?
We were not very old. We were middle.
I just remember being real mad that we lost.
I
game because my parents were mad.
I was
pissed on the playground. I can tell you that.
If you guys don't have it vividly in your minds, you should watch it.
You know what I have vividly in my mind?
It's really bad.
The interception that Russell Wilson threw on the one.
Fair.
That is
that's our moment. That's moment.
Fair. That's fair.
That's our
I know you haven't lived through a Super Bowl, so you don't really have any of those moments. So.
Right, I really.
KDawg, I'm sorry.
God, I wish I'd lived through that Malcolm Butler moment.
Hey, it's fine. At least we were there. Yeah. At least we were in the Super Bowl. Just won another one. I think it was the year before.
I know that's the thing is like
could have been a dynasty,
and then just wait for this year.
The fact that you won the year before makes it not as bad.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move on though.
Me too.
Okay.
The Rams suck. I hate that I guaranteed them as a playoff team. I don't see it.
When did you do that?
I don't know. a few weeks ago.
I do think I remember.
I did say it.
Yeah, the other thing I want to call out to Puka 154.
Yeah,
Cooper
Kupp only had 2.
How'd Kupp do?
Only 2
29
catches.
yards.
Wow. Puka takeover, huh?
Yeah, I mean Puka.
Puka is no fluke, guys.
And he's a rookie.
He's no fluka. Come on
Puka's
now.
not a fluke, guys.
He's a rookie.
I know, it's
That's
awesome.
nuts. So
It
he's
is.
like, it's like truly a passing of the torch.
Yeah,
moment.
changing of the guard.
All right. Backup matchup of the week: Tyson Baguette.
I heard Bajent.
Bagente.
I'm gonna go Tyson Baguette.
Bagent.
Baguette versus Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell. I'll just say, Bagente was a very good streaming quarterback in Dynasty for me this week. He got me to the dub. Thanks, my man. But I don't have anything else to say, really.
I think give credit to Tyson Bajent, I'm gonna go with.
He's a Bajent man.
Obviously his stats don't pop off, but his stats don't really pop, but he still had a pretty good game. For an undrafted rookie, he has as many wins as Justin Fields does in his last 15 games.
No way.
That's crazy. So what happens when Fields comes back? And let's say Bagente had 2 more wins. He's 3-0 as a starter.
It depends on how he plays. If he's playing like this, then no. But
he could play at a level of a top 5 current QB, and Fields is coming back.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
I don't think Fields is
look
as a top 5.
Fields has looked pretty bad.
Maybe they'd look to trade him.
Speaking of pretty bad too, I just wanted to call out Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, he's horrible.
That dude sucks. And I said that when we did our top 10 running backs list, I felt obligated to put him in my top 10.
Top 3.
Because he was a top rusher. But you guys put him way higher. And I just want to say, this guy sucks.
So other than the whole off-season, drama of not signing, the script was there for him. Where they don't have a great offense, they don't have a great QB. He still could have had the chance and the opportunity to really dominate the ground, and he's just not doing that. I was reading some comments about it on Reddit today, so take that for what you will.
Sure.
But a lot of Raiders fans are saying last year their O-line performed a lot or exceeded expectations, essentially, in terms of their performance. This year they're regressing back to the mean. Yeah. Therefore, Josh Jacobs has suffered. And a lot of people are not putting. A lot of the Raiders fans are not putting the performance on Jacobs, rather the team overall.
I'm sure that plays a role, but I would say they haven't just regressed back to the mean. They've gone way below.
Yeah, and
he's averaging 2.9 yards a carry, which is 45th in the NFL.
And just to circle back, so I'm in our top 10 RBs, and I had Josh Jacobs at 4, Prophet J had him at 5, and KDawg had him at 7. So it checks out.
So Koop's smelly. All right.
Koop is smelly. And you know who's at number 2? Nick Chubb. Rest in peace.
Honestly,
we don't regret that one. We don't regret that one.
That's a good
in our hearts.
Yeah, so Bears go 2-5, and Raiders just need to trade Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Josh Jacobs. They need to just restart.
Yeah.
Another stinker, Commanders Giants. Go Giants, 14-7.
Was that your first win of the year?
Second win of the year.
Oh, okay. You at least got 2 now.
Because they beat.
Congrats.
They nearly beat the Bills. And I can't remember. But
fake fan.
The Giants defense actually looks pretty darn good.
They have stepped it up.
They look a lot better. Looks like they're improving.
Yeah.
Saquon had a noticeable impact. Tyrod Taylor didn't play that bad.
No,
he had a good game.
Better than Jones?
Yes. I think you could make the argument.
Yes.
I saw a stat. So this game, Tyrod Taylor, this is not his exact stat line, but he had over 200 pass yards and over 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You know how many times Daniel Jones has done that in the past 2 or 3 years?
0.
He's done that once since 2020. And Tyrod Taylor started 2 games since then.
Yeah, and he got Darren Waller involved, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
getting their number 1 target.
First touchdown. Yeah. I'm gonna start. I've been saying all year that the Commanders are decent. They deserve more respect. I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm done. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Howell's just not really proven to be that.
He kind of puts up yards, but a lot of turnovers.
All right, I'll ask you this: Kenny Pickett or Howell right now?
I'd take Pickett.
Wow.
I think thus far in their careers, Sam Howell has been better, but
with their respective.
Kenny Pickett was a first-round pick though, so
with their respective.
Was he first round?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, in the top 15.
Yikes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, pretty
I
sure.
don't believe that.
No, he was.
Pretty sure.
All right.
I also wish McLaurin got traded and had a decent QB, but that's for another time.
Yeah, McLaurin's a disappointment.
Yeah.
In fantasy,
I just think
sure.
both these teams are.
Well, he did fine.
They're
Yeah,
good
but
enough.
I just mean overall.
Also, why did we put Cardinal Seahawks in the duds? We should put every Seahawks game in the hot.
That was me.
So Kenny Pickett was picked number 20 overall. So
okay, I was close.
No, I mean, still, I
think he might have been the first quarterback.
No idea he was taken that high.
Yeah,
I don't think he was ever should have been taken that high. But
it's that Pittsburgh bias,
I guess.
Cardinal Seahawks. Seahawks won 20-10.
Oh man, I mean,
and
I can see
an ugly game.
I can see why you put this as a dud. I mean, takeaways as a Seahawks fan, defense, man, stepping up. I feel like we go through the year as a Seahawks fan where it's like 1 minute our offense is looking real good, 1 minute our defense is looking good, really
dude,
good.
It's like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
It's like it flips.
Yeah.
Like the offense was hot to start. Now our defense is kicking it. Devin Witherspoon is a man.
Defensive Rookie of the Year?
He totally could be. Did we see that hit? Did you see that?
Yeah, man.
Hit?
He folded that.
The guy literally did like a somersault in the air.
He folded that guy.
He destroyed that man.
I'm surprised we're already like a minute in. You guys haven't said Bobo's name yet.
Bobo!
I mean, he had a great game.
Man,
he looks awesome.
DK Metcalf, light or extra? You know, I mean, DK steps out. Jake Bobo, red zone target right away. Has the immaculate catch of the year. Wow, that was crazy.
For the people that didn't see it, it was like corner of the end zone, one-handed grab, gets a foot down, and then like
I don't know about one-handed, but
I'm pretty sure it's one-handed, and then gets 1 foot down easily, and then like just sticks a toe in.
like a toenail. He took his shoe off real quick in midair.
Oh,
just his toenail dragged across the ground.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
I was hooting and hollering.
Yeah, he was running around.
Cardinals just look.
Are you guys on?
Well, you got to start on the Bobo train.
Dog, you put us on the Bobo train.
This is why we didn't begin with it, because we just couldn't stop talking about it.
Lose it over here.
You know what I love?
You would have thought you just watched the Odell catch after hearing that explanation.
Okay, pretty dang close.
To be fair, you know what I love about Week 7 was that the Cowboys had a bye, so you don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, one of the saddest weeks of the year is your team's bye week. It's just so depressing.
Well, you don't lose.
True, but
which you
guys
like have a knack for doing.
When the game ends, and like, God, I gotta wait 2 weeks to watch these guys.
Fair enough.
Packers Broncos.
I didn't get to say anything. Seahawks. I have nothing bad to say about them. Like, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a forgettable game. Like, they did okay. Like,
it was fine. It was just
exciting.
enough.
Kind of the story of the rookie wide receivers.
Just enough. Yeah, Jackson, he looked great. You know, kind of a breakout game, but DK was gone, so it's hard to say breakout game. If DK's back and he's still performing that way, yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Kenneth Walker was the only running back or only player this week to get over 100 yards rushing.
He's so good.
Wow.
He's so good.
Wow, he must have been in somebody's top 10.
Maybe. That just goes to say, like one player gets over 100 yards rushing.
He's just a beast. Give him 26 times, he'll get you those yards.
That's right.
He'll get it easy. He doesn't even
last game. We got a really good one for the last one to talk about.
Both these teams suck. It's the Packers versus the Broncos. It was 19-17 Broncos. Packers, Jordan Love's a fraud. Russell Wilson probably will get benched at some point.
Yeah.
Or at least he'll get a new guy. Broncos fans are saying, let's just cut and move on.
Russ hasn't been doing that bad, though.
Yeah, but they just
didn't look great this game.
They did enough to win.
He had a great throw to Sutton.
Yeah. A classic ball. Yeah. A Russ ball.
Russ just... When we say let Russ cook, like that's truly like what he excels at most. He's not good at the middle stuff, the 10, 20 yards. Just let him throw 30-yard bombs.
His downfall was so rapid, though. He was one of the goats to us, at least as a Seahawks fan. And now he's over there in Denver and just, man, he can't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And these two teams, their stats were almost identical. It's very weird. Each team had 194 passing yards. And Green Bay had 137 rushing yards compared to Denver having 145. So just 8 different. They're very similar.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Running game looked good for the Broncos, though. Javonte Williams, sure. Fantasy-wise, he's coming back from that injury. As a fantasy owner myself, I just wanted to see some games he can string along.
He's getting some volume.
He's getting volume.
Like 15 carries. I think 77 or 82 yards.
Something like that. He's looked pretty good.
On the other side of the ball, do you guys see Aaron Jones out there?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Looking like a fat old man.
Now, someone on this team, I think it was C-Dubs, predicted Aaron Jones would go for over 200 yards against these Denver Broncos. He finished with 8 carries for 35 yards.
Uh-oh. Was that worse or worse than my take?
That's hard to say.
And I think that is significantly worse.
Now, I feel bad.
Wow.
Because I did skip over mine, so it's going to make it seem like I'm just picking on you guys.
But
okay. Mine was that Jalen Hurts got 5 touchdowns. He only got 3. So
that's not too bad.
That's in the right direction.
It was the right direction, but I just was a little too bold.
So you actually had the coldest take. Because it's something that actually almost happened.
Being right,
but it was like...
Yeah. So I'll just say Taysom Hill's going to get 1,000 yards.
I think...
That's pretty damn high.
I think yours was just ridiculous. and C-Dubs...
I got the fumble recovery.
C-Dubs was just... Like, his reasoning made sense, but he was just wrong, unfortunately, which happens.
Yeah.
I
didn't put a bet on that.
Last thing to say about this game, like, Jordan Love, he's really not looking good. His first 2 games, he had 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Since then, in 4 games, he only has 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
What was he doing all those years behind Aaron Rodgers? Was he just smoking the ayahuasca?
He's playing Angry Birds.
I mean, Green Bay, they've been used to having a great quarterback for literally like 30 years. So it's about time they get someone that they gotta like.
Do you guys think there's any chance he bounces back? Like
I
think so.
You got to give him the whole year. We'll see. I think he'll be.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to write him off. But
I'm not gonna do that.
But clearly, it's not like they didn't find the next Aaron Rodgers.
It'd be interesting to do a comparison of the two up to this point, like of Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that are just bad their first season. Peyton Manning was terrible his first.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers wasn't. I'd have to look up his stats. I remember he wasn't like.
Give him a shot, man.
I feel like he's pretty good. You could tell he was their guy, and I don't think you can say that about Jordan Love.
Society now just hates delayed gratification.
Yeah,
they want it now, man.
Sure.
They want it now. Of course, this guy's gonna be not NFL caliber in his first year as an actual starter. I mean, let him play.
Just be a Seahawks fan. We've had great quarterbacks for like the last decade.
Yeah,
we've only been to two Super Bowls.
Only 2 that's more than a lot of teams.
When you have Geno Smith, Seneca Wallace,
who would you rather have, Geno Smith,
Jackson,
or Dak Prescott?
Good player.
Geno
Smith or Dak Prescott?
Geno doesn't turn over the ball as much.
I'd rather have Dak.
No way! You can't say.
All right,
I can't. Okay, games are over. I want to do our picks recap real quick. So this was just an atrocious week for us. In our game picks. So out of 13 games, me and Prophet Jay, we only got 4 right.
Wow.
Is that right?
Yeah. Just our worst game by far. Koop and C-Dubs tied for first with 6 games correct.
And that's still not even that good.
And still not, still below 50%. Our total standings, Prophet Jay bringing up the rear with 57 wins. Koop with 59, and I've got 65.
But I'm over 500, right?
Yes, 57 and 49.
So we're good.
So, yeah, that gap, it isn't that big,
6. It's only halfway through the season. Not even half.
Not even half.
So,
looking at just... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm like the Vikings. I'm just heating up now.
Yeah. We got a long ways to go.
So more like the Bengals.
Looking at these picks, so looking at our best pick of the week, there were 4 games in which one of us were the sole person to pick a team, and that team won.
Nice.
So I'm going to give some honorable mentions. Prophet Jay picked the Jags over the Saints, who were
probably the most reasonable one.
2.5-point underdogs to the Saints, and they won.
Sure.
Koop picked 2 games. The Falcons over the Bucks. Falcons were 2.5-point underdogs. He also was the only one to pick the Broncos over the Packers. Even that the Broncos were 1-point favorites.
There you go.
But the best pick I want to give out to C-Dubs.
Oh, yes.
For picking the Ravens over the Lions.
You have to.
None of us, that just did not feel right to any of us, I think we can all agree on. And he boldly picked that.
He was on it.
The Ravens just ran away with it.
He used all of his Vegas
He used that Vegas logic, and it paid off.
Sometimes he's right. But what you'll find out later this week in C-Dub's lock is sometimes he's very wrong.
Yeah. But you got to celebrate the wins.
That's right.
He got this one right.
We don't talk about the loss.
Now, something not to celebrate is our worst pick of the week, in which our friend Koop
was
the only one of us to pick The Chargers.
Oh, come on.
The
Oh, was that so bad of a pick?
Coop. Yeah, dude.
Chiefs.
National Tight End Day. Taylor Swift. Anytime Taylor Swift is there, you
I know.
can't pick.
I keep
against
saying I'm not going
the
to
Chiefs.
pick against the Chiefs anymore, and I keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
That's like
I just
what
want them to fail.
C-Dubs did with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
And
basically.
he learned his lesson.
It's all good.
That's great. Well, should we take a quick break
Yeah, sounds good.
and then come back with the flag football draft?
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back, smokers. Welcome back in, smokers. We have our flag football draft, and KDawg is going to explain the rules.
Yeah, so as you guys know, flag football is coming to the 2028 Olympics. So that got us thinking, what are those teams going to look like? So we thought it'd be fun to put together a little draft. For simplicity, we're just going to do 5 players each. So we're each going to be picking a quarterback, running back, 2 wide receivers, and a defensive player. We could go in any order as far as what positions we pick, and we're going to do a snake draft, starting with Prophet J. Since he is last in the standings, we'll give him the number 1 pick.
It's the handicap.
Followed by Koop, and
Yep.
then I'll be going third, and then we'll do a snake. We're not making projections. We're not thinking 5 years in the future. We haven't been scouting any local high schools or anything. We're gonna imagine that this is gonna be the 2024.
Yeah, we're
Olympics.
putting together a team.
We're
now.
putting together a team for the
Right.
summer.
We're assembling the Avengers.
The Avengers that are going to be.
Everyone's healthy.
Taking on your Lithuanian grocery clerk.
Yeah, we're shooting for 100-0 minimum
Now,
In the
Every
first
every game.
half.
who do you guys think? Like, obviously, the U.S. will be heavy favorites in this. Who do you guys think could compete?
I think they're going to put
Like,
some sort
who's
of
getting
restriction.
second? Who's getting second and third?
No, I think they're putting some sort of restriction on this.
I mean, they don't do that.
They're really going to
they don't do
allow
that for
NFL
basketball.
players.
And it's a home Olympics for us.
Oh man, they're gonna show out for this, aren't they?
I don't know, but maybe like some of the star players won't want to play, but it'll still be.
Oh,
overmatched.
for injury,
I
yeah.
think.
For risk of injury.
Or like, is there any like really great NFL players that are from like Canada? Or
Not
like,
really.
there's not really a lot of international.
No.
Not like basketball.
I mean, Canada's got a league.
But like people
Like,
who
you gotta
play
think
here.
There's a Scotland. I think there's a Scottish version of football.
Well, you got to think that
Maybe
like
they'll be
That's
involved.
rugby, my man.
No, it's something else. They have a special one.
okay, but rugby probably there are some
They would have to.
skills that are maybe a little bit more transferable, like
Yeah.
just the jukiness, the shifting.
Just too
and,
different.
I think, and like now that the NFL is expanding into Europe a little bit, I could see some decent European teams probably
Yeah.
coming over and playing. But no, we're gonna blow everyone out of the water.
Right. I mean, I think other countries obviously have athletes similar in quality, but it's just like they don't grow up playing football, and
No.
we have NFL players playing. Like it's just
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
why
just
do they
not
even
fair.
honestly?
We should
Why
put our
they
college
even?
players.
I don't even know why they did it. To be honest, I think it'll be kind of fun for us, but like from other countries' perspective, it's just like, why did they even do this?
I can't imagine watching it and enjoying it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Unless Dak's out there, of course.
Oh boy,
Yikes.
yeah, we'd probably lose.
Yeah.
So if we want to start off, we'll probably lose. If we want to start off the draft, Prophet J, you're on the clock.
All right,
Pick
well,
number
folks,
one.
the pick is in because I don't really need to waste any time on this, as everyone probably knows where this pick is going.
I know.
They're hooting and hollering from the rafters.
We talked
saying,
about this earlier.
Pick this guy.
Yeah.
Pick this guy. Well, I'm picking the fastest player in the NFL.
Ah,
He's also one of the shortest, but that doesn't matter because he catches some great balls, and I'm picking the cheetah, Tyreek Hill.
nice pick. Yeah. And before we actually, sorry, we didn't mention something. Are we allowing quarterbacks to run in this league?
I would assume
I
so.
think
Okay.
so.
All right. Good.
That because that also plays into a little bit of my logic.
Well, sorry, you're not going to get him, buddy. Do we want to talk about Tyreek Hill? Do we want to talk about Tyreek Hill?
No, go ahead.
All
No,
right.
I mean it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, it
You're
was our
stupid if you
unanimous.
didn't
It was
take
our
Tyreek
unanimous number.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson. Here.
No.
You have to.
So
You have
It's a
to.
I
great
just
pick.
wanna
He wasn't
say-
my number one though.
I just want to say earlier today, I already told Coop this, but I was like thinking about this, like putting together my team. I don't know if it was just me being full of myself, but I was like, man, it'd be really smart to get like Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson. I'm picking 3 and 4. They might slip. They might slip to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this draft is not going how I wanted it to. I'm gonna go. I think clearly the best player left on this on our list is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you want like elusiveness, speed.
No, I feel like we took. I mean, maybe Prophet has a different quarterback, but I think we just took the top in each category.
He was definitely in my contention.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a great pick.
Yeah, so then picking my first pick in the second round.
Right. So we need. I don't know if we told the smokers right. 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 1 running back,
and 1 defensive player.
And 1 defensive player.
Right.
Any order.
So my number 1 pick of the second round, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
I want my quarterback. You know, I would have picked Lamar over him, but like he's the best quarterback, arguably the best player in the world. I'll take him on my team.
Sounds good. So I got it's my second pick here. Already a running back off the board, so I could potentially just try to get him next round. I'm gonna take Bijan. Oh, that was your guy. Huh? It's like it's CMC light kind of. He hasn't really. I mean, he's shown so much already. You just gotta have him at running back. So
all right, he was my second running back. So
yeah, that's fair. So, well, there's a little bit of strategy with this, right? Because you guys have both already taken a QB, and then you just took.
That's true.
Your running back. So I can just wait on this. So I'm going to pick
point. Yeah.
My wide receiver and defender here. So firstly off the board.
Wow.
Well, because I can wait.
Played us.
Because I can wait. So I'm going to take arguably the best wide receiver in the league. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson here.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Assuming he's healthy.
He is. Everyone's healthy.
Would he stack up in a flag football league?
Why wouldn't he? If he stacks up in a normal league, why wouldn't he stack up in a flag football?
I just feel like it's a little different to me.
This is a guy, he's like, I played flag football in the summer, so I know better than you guys do.
We were literally, KDawg, are you going to tell him?
No, I was going to.
I mean, do you guys have a different...
I wasn't hating on it. I like Justin Jefferson. So far, Prophet Jay, he's got Tyreek on the left, Justin Jefferson on the right. This is a good team.
That team's unstoppable. All right, then for my next pick, I'm going to take arguably the best corner in the league. I'm going with Sauce Gardner.
Oof. Dude, you could have waited for that.
Did you betray your...
yeah, come on, guy.
Your Seahawks fandom? Where's Tariq Woolen at?
Oh, I have those... Well, I'll just tell you guys. Those are my other two. Okay. I have on my list.
All right.
We're only picking one of those guys, right?
Only one, yeah.
All right, good.
Wow. He's got some names on there. Coop, who are you picking?
All right, I'll move into my first wide receiver. I didn't put enough respect on this man's name.
He was on my list too.
I'm taking A.J. Brown. Looking like a man amongst children. He's going to look like a man amongst farmers out there, baby. Let's go, A.J. Brown.
That's upsetting because I was definitely going to pick him next. I got to go with my wide receivers. So far I've picked a quarterback and a running back. I'm going to go with I think the next best wide receiver that we haven't talked about, and that's Cooper Kupp.
Oh, come on now.
Interesting.
The guy
on my list.
The guy is always open. Is great in space, great after the catch. I don't think anyone from Canada, from Australia, wherever, I don't think they're covering it.
No.
And then with my next pick going into the fourth round, this is tough. I think I got to go wide receiver again before someone takes him.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go Jamar Chase.
Okay,
nice. Great pick.
I think just talent wise, I think he's the next best. He's just so good in all areas. After the catch, his speed, his ability to make contested catches. Yeah, I think that really rounds out my wide receivers.
Nice. Well, I'll go ahead and just do the same. Another guy I think is arguably top 3. Stephon Diggs, I think he's the last probably top receiver off the board.
Yep.
So no Devontae Adams.
Not this time, buddy.
Sorry, you're cut from the NFL.
Yeah,
or from the flag football team.
From what I'm getting, between Diggs and Brown, I think Lamar's going to have plenty of options out there. And Bijan Robinson, they're going to be looking hot out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that leaves me with my running back and my quarterback. I'll start with what I think is the less hot take. So with my quarterback, I'm going with who I think is arguably a top 2 pocket passer in the league. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I expected you to go Jalen Hurts.
I did. Well, you might have thought that, but then I was also looking at Jalen Hurts' lines. He hasn't been playing that. I mean, he's been good this year, but he 8 picks. He's just been he's a little rough.
So to me, when I was looking at a quarterback, I was looking at completion percentage, how many touchdowns, and then interception. Like this is flag football. You're gonna have to be really precise because they're playing right on top of each other. It's 7v7 basically, wide receivers versus quarterback. So they're gonna be able to man these guys really well. You want somebody who can put it right on them, and not to toot my own horn, but like Lamar
is not gonna put it right on him.
He's only had three interceptions this year.
It's because he's only thrown it like 100 times.
He's had a lot of.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, buddy. Anyways, and he can run the ball. So I was looking for that type of guy. I didn't really see Joe Burrow, but that makes a lot of sense because he is that pocket passer. I mean, if he can just stand there all day, nobody's rushing him. He's got to put it right on him. So.
Okay. And then, so for my running back, I'm really having a hard time between 2 options right now.
Yeah.
One of which is Travis Etienne.
Okay.
I'm looking for guys who are good with the catch. You know, who can catch a lot of balls, be kind of shifty, movie.
Right.
I think the guy, what also would be a wild card here. Could I put a tight end in place of my running back?
Let's hear it because I want to hear. I mean, you're gonna choose Taysom Hill out of everybody.
You're going Taysom. I'll allow it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can have Taysom.
No, I think I'm going to go to a different Saint. I'm going to go to Alvin Kamara.
Oh, okay.
Because because he's so good. He's basically like a wide receiver at the running back position. He gets so many balls thrown to him. He's so great with after the catch. So. I would like Etienne, but I think if we're looking more inside the straight passing league, I think Kamara would succeed at a higher rate.
Yeah, I like that. Before I get to my pick, so I already got McCaffrey, and then Bijan was my second. My third is actually Devon Achane.
Mine was that was my second. Yeah,
wow,
I needed that speed.
I want to know what you guys thought about that. Just that speed.
I didn't even consider him, but I like.
No, definitely. If I didn't get Bijan there.
Yeah. Okay, so I just need a defensive player. You guys might think this is a bit of a homer pick, but I'm going to pick the player with the most interceptions in the last 3 seasons. Well, 2 seasons plus this one. That's Trayvon Diggs.
Does he have an ACL?
No, he's fully healthy. He had a miraculous recovery, and
there you go.
He's ready to go.
He's good to go. All right.
Look, this guy's just going to be a nightmare for those opposing countries' quarterbacks.
Yeah,
to get past him.
Wait, didn't we jump the gun a little bit?
I think you did.
Weren't you next?
That's right.
Oh shit! Let's.
I just realized when you did that
could be my pick.
So when you did that smile with the mustache,
why didn't you stop me?
I wanted
to hear why I'm going to pick Trayvon Diggs.
I just gave you great.
You kind of got a little Caleb Presley vibe for going. Smile when you did the mustache.
Sure.
Okay, that's totally my bad.
I'm gonna pick Trayvon Diggs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a drama.
I'm gonna do it.
Would you have done that if I hadn't?
Nope.
Wow.
I'll take Trayvon Diggs. Did you hear he had the most interceptions in the league?
I don't know what happened there. I was taking notes on this. Who was picking everything?
You know why? Because I have Stephon Diggs. It's the narrative. I got the brothers. I have that extra narrative boost.
Okay, well, back to the draft board.
Can we put like an asterisk next to that pick, please?
No, it's my first.
I deserve it. I'm gonna go Jair Alexander.
Nice, good pick.
Good shutdown corner.
Yeah, I think he can lock this.
Surprised he didn't take one.
Wait, can we do historical players? Can I throw in like a Richard Sherman?
I kind of wanted to do that, but like, where do you draw the line?
Not right now. Like in their primes.
Yeah, dude. Richard Sherman. You'd be talking so much shit in a language that none of those other players understand.
What, they don't know English, buddy?
Some of them might not. Yeah.
Most people do.
Do we want to
recap
our team?
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right, so for my wide receivers, I have Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. For my quarterback, I have Joe Burrow. For my running back, I picked Alvin Kamara. And for my defense, I have Sauce Gardner.
Nice.
All right, I think mine's the best.
Why?
Well,
Go ahead. No, go
I'll
ahead.
say mine. For my quarterback, I've got Patrick Mahomes, running back Christian McCaffrey, wide receivers, Jamar Chase, and who's my other guy?
I don't know, buddy. Don't you have your list typed out?
Oh, Cooper Kupp. Yes, Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp.
Nice.
Clearly, it's not a very good team if you can't even remember.
It's not going well. I'm sorry. And my defensive player,
Not Trayvon.
Not
Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. I got Jair Alexander.
Nice. And for my list, I got Lamar at my QB. He's going to be running around out there. Bijan Robinson at running back. AJ Brown on the left and Stephon Diggs on the right. And then I got Trayvon Diggs in the secondary. Let's go. That team's unstoppable.
That's great.
That's a good.
All right, Smokers, you gotta let us know who has the best.
We'll do it. We'll do a post on this one.
That's right.
Yeah, I think if you guys know football, flag football, like I do, you pick my team.
Did we miss any? Let us know if we missed anyone big. Let me know if
any like
what about kickers?
Thielens or Ayuk's or something.
Yeah, maybe
kickers,
a DJ. Maybe a DJ.
Travis Kelce. Well, Travis Kelce would be great in flag football.
I just don't think tight ends wouldn't be good.
He would.
Yes, he would. You can body up anybody.
No, he doesn't make
DK Metcalf would be good.
I know he was one of my picks. He doesn't make spectacular catches like.
Yeah, but he gets open. He reads the zone. Don't they play zone in flag?
Yeah,
at a high level, they would play zone.
But they would play man as well too, and I don't know, but I just don't see it translating well.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't really understand how we're doing this, or how the world is doing this. But we'll see.
I mean, they have 5 years to train.
That's like when they brought basketball into the Olympics when the NBA was first decided to send over like their super team. Like, it just wasn't fair. I swear the U.S. isn't even the best.
They're not.
They're not. So maybe that will happen. The NFL will soon not be the best football league in the world.
Yeah.
Are we ready for our?
I think I'm
hot
ready.
Pick'ems of the week, fellas.
Yeah.
Hot Pick'ems of the week.
Hot Pick'ems of the week.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. The first matchup we will be discussing is the Bengals versus the 49ers.
Uh-oh.
The Bengals, who are 3-3,
Yep.
take on the 5-2 49ers, currently on a 2-game losing streak. Brock Purdy hasn't been looking good. Joe Burrow looking to upset the.
That's right.
The line for this game, I think, is 49ers, 5.5 point favorites.
Wow. I don't know.
And the over-under is 45.
Okay, cool.
What do you guys think about this game?
I'm excited to watch this game. So Bengals played the Seahawks. They beat us. They're very beatable. I like to look at this game as like, how did the Seahawks stack up to the Niners before our two matchups in the year? Because I think the Bengals are a very similar team to the Seahawks. You know, they have the struggling QB. Joe Burrow's kind of trying to get back from that injury. They have a top 10 wide receiver core, just like we do, with the emergence of, JSN. They have a pretty decent defense, Seahawks and Bengals. I think Bengals kind of have shown that.
I think the Seahawks are better. But
they are, sure.
Continue.
But I'm just saying, it's like a Seahawks light here. And, 49ers just look pretty beatable right now. A lot of people are like, well, are they going to lose 3?
No. At home?
No. At home?
Like,
I don't know.
How are the Bengals at pass rushing? That's the question in my mind.
How are the Niners? They didn't even get one sack on the Vikings.
And the Bengals O-line's a little bit fraudulent. They look like they're getting beat like in the air pretty consistently now, which that's the Bengals. That's their strong suit. Right? So the matchup plays well for them. Yeah. But it's like, do you bet against the Niners?
So this is my narrative going into this game. Purdy loses again. And then everyone's like, hey, whoa, he was 10-0 going into these last 3 games. He loses these 3 games. Is he not the Messiah that the 49ers needed?
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, after this game, Bengals go into the Niners home, beat them. People are like, hey, we kind of threw in the towel too early on the Bengals.
Wait, I have a question.
Not all of us.
Why are we crapping all over me for my takes about the Bengals
Well, it doesn't suit my narrative.
When you're calling them to beat the Niners.
Like,
what's going on here?
I want to rebuttal against. I mean, I had this very thing written down, what you guys have already said. I'm like, I can't imagine that the 49ers win 3 in a row, or excuse me, lose 3 in a row. The Bengals. I mean, I'm a believer. I didn't have them in my top 10, like some of us.
You're about to be,
but I am a believer that they're going to bounce back and be a contender this year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. I don't, and they are coming off a bye too.
Yeah.
But
big factor. You
but
didn't consider that in your narrative.
Their offense has just looked shaky this year. We don't know if Joe Burrow's fully healthy.
He's
he
off
just
the
said
bye week.
That's what I'm saying. He came off the bye. The Cats no longer think that's gonna be part of the narrative.
Well,
hey, Calf looks great. Bengals are back.
I don't know. I just can't imagine if the 49ers lose 3 in a row. I mean, everything that we said about them earlier in the
exactly.
year.
It's nice.
You guys are big chumps keeping them on for all this time.
All right. That's enough.
All right. So I'm assuming what we have here.
I'm going 49ers though.
We have a 49ers on KDawg side. Coop's got the Bengals. Is that a correct inference?
That's correct.
I like the logic. I think it's both sound. I think that the Bengals have a shot. I think it's going to be closer than a 5.5 point game. I think it's going to be like a field goal difference. But I'm going the 49ers. So Coop will be on his own now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I've won those before.
All right. The other big game of the week.
He's lost them too.
So have you. Everybody else.
The Seattle Seahawks, 4-2, taking on the 5-2 Deshaun Watson-less Browns. Because he's not going to be in this game.
Is that for sure?
Or sorry, they're 4-2.
Is that for sure?
Well, they said the injury was like a baseball injury, which sidelines pitchers 4 to 6 weeks. Granted, 4 to 6 weeks is a little bit like the difference, like from like 4 to 6 weeks in baseball versus like football. Like obviously 4 to 6 weeks is much more impactful, right? Because pitchers only play like every 5 games versus a quarterback, like you need them, right? And 5 games is the third of your season. That has a huge impact. I don't think he's playing. Personally, I don't think they need him. We both said, he's better. They're better without him.
I know. I agree. I don't think it really matters. That doesn't affect how I think about the game.
Yeah, the game. So the Seahawks are currently the favorite by 3 points,
as they should,
and it's a 39.5 point over under. So we're seeing a low scoring game here. I kind of like the over in this one personally.
Sure.
I've bet against the Seahawks before. I'm not going to do it in this game. I think the Seahawks win this one. Our defense is looking great with Witherspoon. Geno Smith, I think, will have a day balling out. I'm hoping we get DK Metcalf back, but if not, I'm honestly not that worried. I think Bobo and Jigba will fill in just fine. Lockett, I'm a little worried about. I feel like he hasn't been as much as part of the offense, more just kind of like a safety valve. But that's okay. We don't need him as the focus. Hawks all the way on this one, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Browns just beat the Niners.
They did.
And the Colts.
They did.
With second stringer.
They did.
So you think that's going to happen a third time?
We love threes.
I absolutely do not. Seahawks, man, this defense has looked hot. Witherspoon has been sizzling, man. He's cracking on people. He's laying down the log. I think they're going to pick off. So I'm going to call Witherspoon having at least 1 pick and 1 sack in this game.
Whoa.
He's that type of cornerback. He's going on blitzes. He's playing the ball. He's going to have a great game with PJ Walker out there. Oh, yeah. And, Minshew just put on – Minshew and the Colts just put down, 500 yards on these guys, basically. So,
Kenny Walker, big day, too.
Ken Walker, unleash him. Unleash the dog. KDawg, what you got here?
Like KDawg is against us on this one.
Did you see it in my eyes?
PJ Walker Browns.
I can see the reflection.
I went back and forth on this one.
Certified Hawk hater.
I went with the Browns.
That doesn't make sense though.
All right, give us your logic.
I think that what we saw against the Colts, as far as the Browns' defense, I think is an outlier. I don't think that's indicative of what they are. I mean, they were dominant their first 5 games leading into that one. And so I expect the defense to kind of bounce back this game. I expect this game just to be kind of ugly. I don't think either offense is going to be able to do much. There'll probably be quite a few turnovers. But ultimately, I'm leaning towards the Browns defense to win this game. And I think PJ Walker, I agree, he's better than Deshaun. But
he's not that good.
And I think he's able to do enough to win this game. But it's going to be a close.
So I think Browns get kind of shut out, and Seahawks kind of take this one pretty heavily.
Well, here's the thing. So Deshaun Watson's out. We're not saying that doesn't really matter. No Nick Chubb. No Jerome Ford, assumably. Right. So we got Kareem Hunt, Pierre Strong. So that's who we're saying is going to basically beat the Seahawks because they're not.
Whose run defense is like 8th in the league right now.
Going on and on about the Seahawks defense, and not to say that the Browns offense is anything special, but who do you guys play? You play the Cardinals, played the Giants, played the Bengals, who have kind of sucked this year.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that defense isn't as. Maybe it's just
they've been turning it on of late.
Your pants are going to be brown after this game, kiddo.
Why is that?
Because you're going to be shitting yourself for how good the Seahawks look. That's why. All right.
Browns, I believe in you.
Okay, so we got 2 Hawks. You know who picked them versus the Browns.
Haven't picked against the Hawks once. Not going to do it all season.
And you've been wrong twice.
That's not bad. I'll take that.
I've been wrong 3 times. All right. Next game of the week. We got the 3-3 Buccaneers facing the 4-2, maybe 5-2, 4-3 Bills. They've not had their bye week yet. The Bills are favored by 8.5 points, which is significant. This game is in Buffalo. Over/under is 42 points.
Man, what a game! I talked to C-Dubs earlier about this game. It's
gonna be a big stinker. This is also Thursday Night Football. Sorry.
I know, so that plays a lot into this. So Kale was kind of speaking about a little bit of a.
He was
whispering about an upset in this one.
Oh. Some of that Vegas mind again.
That's right. And I started to get kind of seduced by the whispers. And I'm going Bucks, man. Oh. I got talked into it a little bit. The Bills' offense, man, has been shaky. They've been stanky. Put up 14 against the who? The Giants. And it took 4 quarters, man, to put up anything against the Pats. Tampa defense pretty legit, They stopped the run pretty well.
They're decent.
And the Bills secondary, man, that's depleted. Baker Mayfield.
So you're gonna have Baker Mayfield throwing bombs
to Mike Evans, my man. Yeah. And I don't think.
Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Is it gonna be snowing?
It's fine.
This Thursday. Is it?
No.
I don't know. Question.
Why would it? And it's a Thursday game. Thursday games are so weird, So I think it'll be just fine for the Buccaneers. Let's hear.
Yeah, I'm going first. Before I get into this game, I was a little quiet. I was doing some research. You guys may think I'm biased for picking the Browns against the Seahawks. I'm undefeated this year in my Seahawk game picks.
Oh wow!
Just wanted to say that.
There's a first for everything.
So we'll see. But anyway, with this game, I don't know why you're going Bucks again.
This is gonna be like the Jaguars Saints from last week.
I don't know
why.
I don't know if you're trying to go for 2 worst picks of the week in a row here. I'm not sure, but I'm going Bills. I think they bounce back. We've kind of said C-Dubs has said a lot. The Bucks are kind of frauds. I mean, they have it. I don't know. I just feel like the Bills, they need to get right. They're at home. I think they take this game. It probably won't be close.
Yeah, I'm calling a Bills blowout of the Bucks, baby.
Nice.
This is at home. They play to their competition, as I said. Bills are gonna smoke.
So they play to their competition. So how do they smoke?
Because I think the Bucks are a decent team.
But if they play their competition, what does that make?
Think about it as they just play.
So how do they smoke
a
decent
team? They're gonna play really.
So
good.
It's gonna be close.
No, they're gonna win. They're gonna blow them out.
So when they play a really bad team, they play bad and win.
When they play a bad team, they play really bad. It's to the extreme.
All right. Enough of this. Let's just see it on Thursday.
And when they play the Dolphins, they blow them out. It's gonna be like a Dolphins all over again.
Sure. Let's go.
Not
right on
points though. All right. We're gonna skip the Rams Cowboys because I think we all have the Rams.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
We might need to talk about this one.
All right.
We haven't talked about the Cowboys.
All right, you got to get your God. He's itching here. He's scratching for not talking
I've only said the word Cowboy maybe a handful of times.
All right. The 3-4 Rams taking on the 4-2 Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a bye week. Cowboys 6.5 point favorite. What's funny about that is C-Dubs told us those 6.5 point lines. They often make those because they think the other team will win. I don't really understand the logic behind it. He said to watch out for those.
Something like that, or 2.5 or something.
Yeah, either by a 7 or a 3.
Interesting.
So Vegas might know something here.
Hey, they got the Ravens one right.
KDawg, why don't
Two different
you're the
caliber
local
teams, I think.
you're the local boys fan. Why don't you walk us through this?
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, the Cowboys are coming off a bye. They're
So
at
is that supposed to be
home.
good or bad?
Good.
It's good.
You're
They got,
rested.
they got
you can game.
rest.
You
They
can
got
game
prep.
plan
So
more.
Bengals are
Offensive
coming
line
off a
is
bye, and then
healthy.
you use that as like a.
Well, insert. I mean, like
No,
it's not like a guaranteed.
I said the Bengals are coming off a bye, as in like they could win this game.
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't saying that
All
as an
right.
argument that they could lose.
So feisty over here.
God, I
Jeez,
know.
okay.
Let them talk about the boys.
I needed
I'm
some
really
clarification.
excited
is
for
all.
this.
So if you didn't hear it, they're coming off a bye. They're gonna be at home. The Rams, they've looked mediocre this year. Like I don't care that we kind of thought they were good before. They're not. They haven't shown that. They keep losing. They're going on the road. There's just nothing special outside of Cooper Kupp and Puka have been playing extremely well. And nothing outside of that. Kyron Williams is hurt. They're just a mediocre team. And I think the Cowboys defense will kind of have some control over that game. Dak will have a solid game against a pretty average defense. I think the Cowboys
Who's on
take
that
this one.
defense?
Well, outside of Aaron Donald,
Not-
Oh, okay.
Oh, on the Rams defense. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
They got
Who's
Taylor Rapp?
Taylor Rapp. I was going to say that.
You guy?
man, I've been. Never mind. I won't get into that. Do you want to jump in, Prophet, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think there's a whole lot to this game that tells me that the Rams will win. I think I see the Rams having a little bit of a bigger offensive game than KDawg seems to think. I like Puka around 100 yards, maybe Cooper Kupp getting around 70 yards. It's a big day. I hope Darnell Henderson does well because I might be starting out in fantasy this week. Might be risky. But yeah, I got Cowboys on this one.
Nice. I'm taking the Rams.
I knew it. I saw it in
doing
his eyes.
this.
It's out of my eyes, huh? I mean, who picks the Jets to beat the Eagles? Who picked the Vikings to beat the Niners?
Who picked?
Nobody.
I was gonna say not you.
Nobody. So anybody can win against anybody. So
Yeah, of
I'm going to take the.
course.
This is a game I want to get. I need to get 6 wins. I'm not going to get wins by agreeing with you guys. To catch up. So I got to pick the ones I want to pick. And
Sounds
I just
like
see the Rams taking the
It sounds
Cowboys.
like a desperation move.
Yeah,
No, I
it
mean it's
kinda
so
does.
early in the
Like
season.
especially with this game.
That was
that's just
just a
awful,
plea
like,
for a win.
I don't agree with that.
Like I'm excited for the group chat this weekend because
Yeah.
KDawg is just gonna be flaming you.
All right, fair enough.
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, he's pretty
And
funny
then
in the group
flame him.
chat.
We're gonna flame him
So
back when the Seahawks destroy the Browns.
maybe we'll see about that.
We will see.
All right. We put this as mid. I don't know if this is a mid. Patriots Dolphins. You think the Patriots are gonna win 2 in a row?
No?
I actually do. I
What?
picked the Patriots.
What?
I did.
So how could you ever clown on me for anything I ever say in my life if you're gonna do this?
Well, I have a reason. Well, I have some reasoning for it. The Dolphins, they're frauds.
They're not
I told
frauds.
you. Their
Oh,
wins are against teams with a combined 5-24 record. They already played the Patriots once this year.
Yep.
They beat them. It was a close game. I believe, actually, to go against what I'm saying, I think Tua has never lost to Bill Belichick. But I think
Nice.
it's about time he does.
Well,
I mean, 2 games. I think Bill Belichick has shown in that win this past week that he still has it in him. He knows these divisional opponents. So far, he's 2-0 in the division, beating the Dolphins and Jets. Excuse me. Or no, he's 2-1. I guess he beat the Bills and the Jets. Look, it is an upset pick, obviously, but
Yeah, it feels desperate.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. It's just that.
no, it's not desperate. I'm winning it's playing with house money picking this one.
Sure. So when I see this matchup, it's like Bill Belichick, kind of old head versus Mike McDaniel, new head.
Crackhead.
Okay. One's on their way out. People want him out. Bill Belichick. He's lost how many games now? And then we have Mike McDaniel, who's won 5. He's put up a lot of very good numbers. Played him already once, beat him. You don't think maybe now that they've had multiple weeks off from playing them, studying them, that Mike McDaniel, who's a emerging talent in the NFL, can cook up something better than someone who's fading out?
Well, I think Bill Belichick feels like he has something to prove right now,
And
and he's also much more proven than. I mean, he's a much better coach in my
passing
mind.
than Mike McDaniel, passing of the
Yeah,
torch, man. They all have their signature moment where it's like, okay, hey, welcome to the game. You're one of the top. Mike McDaniel beating Bill Belichick twice. Hello, Mike McDaniel. He's one of the top now.
what
Yeah,
do you think, Roger?
I think you guys are overcomplicating it. I think it's just Miami is going to kill the Patriots here. Tyreek Hill's got a big day. Jalen Waddle. I'm a little nervous about Waddle. He seems to be always injured, but yeah, I think you guys are just blowing smoke at each other. At the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the Dolphins.
We're trying to have a very educated conversation.
And like, if this were at home for the Patriots, I think I could see something a little different occurring, like kind of
That's fair. That's fair.
as it did with Buffalo. But Miami has been playing pretty consistently. I say pretty over the last 6 games. So I'm going Miami.
Nice.
And then let's move on to our next game. We got the Jaguars, 5-2, facing the 4-2 Steelers. Jaguars 2.5-point favorite, another 2.5-point favorite, so that could be a upset to watch. It's in. I don't know what the stadium is. A Cruiser Stadium.
It's in.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. This is actually a really tough one.
Yeah,
I see a realm, and I feel gross saying it. I see a realm where the Steelers win this game.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a good reason why. That's the problem. That's why I don't like it. Because they seem to win these games that they shouldn't really be in.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're 5-2 for that exact reason.
They're 4-2. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just coming back from.
Are you talking about the Jaguars? The Jaguars?
No, the Steelers. I just teleported back from
a
week in advance.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What else? Well, tell us what else you saw.
It was crazy, man. It would give you nightmares what I saw there.
Well,
Seahawks lost, huh?
Let's just
Cowboys
say
won the Super Bowl.
Let's just say KDawg now has the worst record.
So fade every pick he has.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not. Honestly, I'm probably not going to watch this game. It doesn't really intrigue me that much, even though they both have good records. I'm picking the Jaguars. I honestly don't have a good reason for it.
Yeah,
but man, do I pick the Steelers here?
You already picked the Jags. I'm just gonna jump in with you. I'm gonna say Jags. I do get that feeling too. I can see why KDawg's gonna pick the Steelers, because now he has us where we both pick the Jags.
Maybe we should make him go first every time. Maybe he's gaming.
Actually,
I don't ever change my picks live. I never do that.
Anyways,
hands off the keyboard.
Yeah, actually, the leader should go. The record leader should go first.
I'm down with that. I don't.
So we'll do this. We'll finish this up. Who you got?
I have Jaguars.
Okay.
But I totally echo what you guys heard. I almost picked the Steelers.
But
the Steelers are just frauds, man. They're 4-2. It doesn't make any sense. The Jaguars have won 4 in a row. Yeah, it does kind of feel like the Steelers could win this game. But
I talk about this game, I want to pick the Steelers.
Yeah,
I know.
But don't fall into. We've thought that before on other games and been wrong. And so I don't want
Saints Patriots.
With this one, I'm just gonna say Jaguars are the better team. Steelers, them going to 5-2 makes absolutely no sense. So I gotta go Jaguars.
Okay,
man. So this will be a fun one to watch, to be honest, because it doesn't matter who wins to me. It's just if the Steelers end up winning,
this will be interesting.
That's just gonna be crazy.
If the Steelers win this, then we have to have a deeper conversation about what is going right there.
They might have to break. They might have to break somebody's top 10.
That'll be a special segment.
We need to do a deep dive.
Why are the Steelers the way they are for 5 minutes?
Honestly, it's probably just coaching. It's Tomlin. All right, let's blast through some of these duds. I'm just gonna rip off a few games. You guys just tell me who you. Well, actually, the first one I want to talk about: Jets Giants. The Battle of New York.
Who you got there, KDawg?
In the Battle of New Jersey, I've got the Jets winning this one.
Nice.
They have a really good defense. I think New York will struggle no matter what quarterback plays. I don't know if Daniel Jones.
Just New York in general is struggling.
I think the Jets win. I think they're the better team.
Nice. I'll go ahead. I got the Giants. So we've seen some pretty good showings from their defense lately. I think Zach Wilson's gonna. Man, I hate shitting on this guy because I do want him to succeed. But man, the Giants, they got to just know when they're not, gonna make it. Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. That's what you're playing for. It's kind of scary if you think about it.
It's kind of crazy that there's a realm which
if they were to get to the playoffs and he comes back, but I just don't think they're going to get there. Give me the Giants in this game.
Yeah, I also like the Giants in this one.
I'm surprised
because their defense, as I mentioned earlier, and as Koop just said, they've been looking better. I don't think they've made an announcement on who the quarterback will be. Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter all that much.
No, and that's fine.
I like both.
Tyrod's good
in this situation, and I think I'm a little nervous for Barkley, so it really is going to be up to the quarterback to get some good air yards. Look to Waller, look to Wandale. I think they'll have big games.
Yeah. Just another ugly game.
I think,
and smash the under. Well, this could be one of those trap smash unders. I feel like it kind of is. What's the under?
It's got to be an under.
It's probably pretty low.
Listen to C-Dub's locks.
I feel like if Tyrod Taylor plays, like he never really turns the ball over, but like he can also I feel like in this type of game he'll be very conservative.
Yeah.
Against and so I feel like they just won't be able to really move the ball. And then the Jets just have some really good playmakers on offense. So I think that's the difference.
The over-under I'm seeing is 36.5. Wow. That might be the lowest of the season.
Yeah,
18.
I kind of like the over with it that low, but I could be wrong. Listen to C-Dubs. He's more of an expert. I'm sure he'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just blast through these. Eagles, Commanders.
Eagles! But there is something you could say. They just played, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Took them to overtime. The Commanders did. Then the Eagles won 32-31. So it's not impossible for them to take this one.
Okay. Yeah, Commanders have played them tough recently, but they just look terrible the past few games, and I'll go with the Eagles.
Yeah, and something C-Dubs had mentioned early on, there's some sort of theory going on where it's like the most hyped team going into next week.
This would be the Eagles.
You could argue that the Eagles are, but I've got another one later.
Oh, okay.
Wait, the most hyped team is losing? Is that the theory?
The most hyped team going into the week always loses.
I've looked ahead.
Which is always my number one.
Coop.
It backs up.
Coop, I've looked ahead in the games, and I'm worried about what you're going to
say. I'm going for it. I'll explain it later, but let's keep going.
All right, I got Eagles. Vikings, Packers.
I got the Vikes.
This one's gross.
Got the Vikes.
KDawg, who you got on this
one? I think
go ahead.
I think they're playing for Jefferson to come back. They really need, they've got Addison. He's playing really well. Kirk O'Chain's looking good. Packers, man, they're on the downfall. Vikings defense has kind of turned it up a notch.
They're okay.
Yeah. So I can kind of see this as a favorable matchup for the Vikes.
Yeah.
Take them.
I think the Vikings, that they just had their game of the year against the 49ers. I don't think that's more who they are than what the previous games show about them. And that just wasn't a very good team.
Yeah.
Packers have lost 3 in a row. I think it's time for them to turn around, and they're at home. I wanted to pick the Vikings, but I think I'm going to go with Packers. I think they might upset this one. I think it's actually even odds, but
it is. It was just pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Whichever one you want.
I'll go Packers.
I'm going Packers as well.
Nice.
For all that same logic. That was exactly what I was going to say.
Cool. I like that.
Okay, Raiders Lions.
Yeah.
I got the Lions in an absolute feasting.
Yeah.
The Lions are going to raid the Raiders. Yeah. They're raiding their booties.
I think Lions bounce back.
I think the Lions are pissed off. They just got their kneecaps bitten off, and they're looking to get them back.
Yeah.
They're going to,
I think this is going to be a massacre.
And if David Montgomery's back, he's going to have 250 yards rushing.
Yeah.
2 tutties.
Yeah. It's
one receiving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my Shmokin Hot Takes.
And they just lost to the Bears. Like, come on, Raiders.
Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than that.
You just lost to a guy playing his first game.
Adams is gone after this game.
No, they're not. They already said they're not trading.
He's
just going to sit out. He's like, I'm done. He's going to go shove a reporter, get suspended on purpose, and say, I'm done. I'm out of here. Falcons, Titans. I'm pretty sure Will Levis is starting this game.
Pretty easy decision
just came out
for me.
At first, if we had Tannehill in this game, I'd pick the Titans. It just felt right.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be even worse.
It felt right. I'm going Falcons.
I'm going Falcons. Man, they look good against the who? Buccaneers, right? They just beat them.
They did.
They stopped that run, make them throw. You're gonna make Will Levis, Mayo Man, throw the ball to a very good secondary.
He's gonna throw bananas out there.
I got the Falcons all the way over the tits.
Nice.
Despite it not coming true last week, I'm gonna go with some C-Dubs logic here with the Falcons almost always losing on the road. They beat the Buccaneers last week. Look, I think they're playing on the road against the Titans. Titans are a well-coached team. I just breaking news 2 minutes ago. Will Evans is playing. I didn't know that, but but I just told you guys I don't change.
He doesn't.
No,
I don't
arm me
change
with
my
that
picks.
info if you need to.
No, I don't care. I'm sticking with it. I want the Titans. I want the Titans.
You didn't have to do that for us.
No,
I'm
it's
also-
not for you. I want to stick with it anyway.
I should have put my hot take for this game. Desmond Ritter's putting up 350 yards.
Oh,
Plus.
wow.
Plus.
On the Titans' very soft secondary.
Yeah, so maybe not so much a hot take.
Well, that's fine. I like it.
But you know what? Actually, I take it back. Ryan Tannehill has absolutely sucked this year.
Yeah,
they've still played. They've still won several games that you probably would think they shouldn't. Will this be any worse than
Okay,
that?
Ryan Tannehill or Zach Wilson?
Or Tajay Spears.
Is he playing quarterback? Did he have a pass or something?
Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry at quarterback?
I would take Zach Wilson as my quarterback over Ryan Tannehill.
Is Ryan Tannehill in your bottom two?
Yes. I have him on my dynasty team. He is the worst thing I've ever had on any team.
You could have had Aaron Rodgers.
You took him right before me.
I know.
What do you mean? I couldn't have had him.
I know,
in
but I
that
didn't
case.
snipe him. But then it wouldn't have mattered. Probably better off. Saints versus Colts. This one is also super even, I think, on the odds. I think it's -1 for the Colts.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Something like that.
Fact check
That
It
sounds
is
right.
-1 for the Colts. The over-under 43.5. Higher than I would expect. Higher than the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Gardner Minshew against what I consider to be a decent Saints defense. It's hard to
Are
say
they?
after the Jags game. I am so down on Derek Carr. It's not funny. I think he just has kind of a noodle arm, and for some reason, just doesn't really want to throw it all that far. So I'm picking the Colts on this one.
I like that logic. I'm picking the Colts as well, and I'm picking Alvin Kamara to have 25 points in fantasy from little dump offs from Carr. And
How many catches is that? In half PPR or full?
He's getting 50 catches, huh?
something like that. No, he'll be fine. But everything else down the field, like you're saying, this Carr can't hit a broadside of a
defense
barn.
isn't shabby.
No, I mean, and they just put up 38
well,
against
they just
the
got,
Browns.
they got
But
39 put up on.
I know, but they also put up 38. So
it's just one of those
I
games.
like him here.
It was one of those games.
Let's take it.
Yeah, I got the Colts as well. The
Nice.
Saints offense just looks bad. Derek Carr looks bad.
Yeah.
And then the Colts, I mean, Gardner Minshew, he's kind of you live with him, you die with him. Like, he scores a lot of points, but also has a lot of turnovers. But the Colts right now with Jonathan Taylor back, they have one of the best, probably 1-2 punches in the league with him and Zach Moss.
Yep.
They looked so good last week.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the difference in this game.
Did any one of us put Colts in our top 10 running back duos? Did we do that?
We didn't do running back duos.
That'd be kind of fun, though.
That would be interesting.
We got to get some more top 10. Smokers, let us know if you want some more top 10 lists coming out. It's okay. So we're all cold on the Colts. We're all like, we gotta say, yeah, Colts got it.
Nice.
Texans, Houston Texans versus the Carolina Panthers. Are they going to get their first win? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I say yes.
Really?
I think,
Wow.
it's hard to not get a win, in my opinion, in this NFL. Not a lot of teams go their whole season without getting one. I think Texans are very beatable. Maybe Panthers just put something together here and they get their first dub. It's just more of just like let's just see what happens. I knew you guys were going to pick Texans, so I wanted to.
I could see Thielen
Try
having
it
a
out.
decent game. It also sounds kind of like another desperation move on your end.
If that's what you
But-
want to call them, that's fine.
Well,
I
you
mean-
said you literally picked them because we went the other way.
Yeah, I'm playing a game here, and I want to win.
And we're playing a game called Watch the Good Football Team.
Yeah, but I'm also playing. I'm not going to try to pick with you on things where I think I can get a dub off you.
All right. Well, hopefully for this
Yeah,
next game, you're picking the Broncos because we're both picking the Chiefs.
It kind of he alluded to this because Koop said the hottest. He implied that he was going to pick against the hottest team. Look, I was looking ahead of the games. There's only one candidate for that. Oh, I suppose it could be the Ravens. It could be the Ravens. Okay. Maybe it's not the
Oh,
Chiefs.
boy.
I thought it was Chiefs when I heard this, and I was like, he's really going to do it again. He really hates Taylor Swift that much.
Do you want me to just jump right into mine for this one?
No, mine will be quick. I'm going Chiefs. Mahomes is undefeated against the Broncos. The Broncos have won the Super Bowl more recently than they beat the Chiefs. I don't think that changes here.
As I mentioned earlier, in this podcast, not this specific one, but in the overall catalog of our podcasts, the Chiefs have a top 10 defense. The Broncos have a bottom 10 defense. The Chiefs have a top 10 offense, and the Broncos have maybe a middling offense. Therefore, with the power of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the Chiefs will win this ball game. Thank you.
Very cool. Thanks for all
Very
that.
well put.
Thanks for all that. Yeah. So I don't think the Chiefs will ever lose a game the rest of the rest of their lifespan as a
until Patrick Mahomes retires
as a team franchise. Yeah, of course I got the Chiefs here. Come on, they're not beating the Broncos, who have never beaten Patrick Mahomes.
So the Chargers were your hottest team
because
you're a Chargers fanboy. Well, you said the hottest. You picking an upset for the hottest team. Unless you got the Ravens.
I get an upset over the Bears.
Ravens.
What are you talking about? Let's just move on.
Ravens versus the Cardinals. The Battle of the Birds.
I can go first. I picked the Ravens. I did debate. I was looking at the Cardinals.
Oh, really?
I can kind of see it. But
is this in Arizona?
I actually
State Farm.
it is in Arizona. I actually wrote down Ravens, although I think this game will be oddly close. You wouldn't expect it.
Oh, really?
It'll be a close game, but look, Ravens are the better team. I think like the Cardinals have been very competitive this season, but they don't win unless they play the Cowboys. But otherwise,
I forgot about that loss.
Yeah,
wow,
I won't.
How could you?
Yeah,
I bring it up all the time
this
around
KDawg. Ingrained my memory,
which makes sense why the Cowboys are in the top 10.
Yeah,
well, doesn't. You got the Bengals at number 7.
Anyways,
just wait till I zoom this week, baby.
Who you got here, Prophet J?
Excuse me, Ravens.
You got the Ravens. Wow.
Yeah. So, you said you guys. Maybe this is a good point for you to jump in if you have the Cardinals.
I do have the Cardinals.
Okay, I don't. Paint me the picture of how the Cardinals win this ball game.
So, okay, it all started when C-Dubs told us about this theory.
C-Dubs is in your mind a lot.
I talked to him about this already today. So week 1, I forget who all the teams were, but basically every week there's been a really hot team coming into the next
Bills?
week.
Because they lost to the Jets?
But there was one where it was like Miami was the hottest going into the Bills game. Bills beat them. Bills were the hottest going into the Jags game.
Last episode,
Jags beat them.
He blew through them all.
Yeah. So I feel like Ravens right now, they just beat the Lions. We all put them at 1 or 2. They destroyed the Lions. Don't you think they're the hottest team going into this next week? 5-2. Yeah. Hotter than you thought it was the Chiefs. Who did the Chiefs just beat?
The Chargers.
The Chargers.
Your Chargers.
Exactly.
Don't say the Chargers like that.
Well, I'm saying it wasn't. They didn't beat the number 2.
No, let's not respect it. The Chargers deserve to be disrespected.
Right.
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying they weren't the 1 or 2 ranked team. So that's why the Ravens were so hyped. Todd Monken, is that offense finally started clicking? They're going into Arizona. Arizona's been playing pretty chippy games. We'll just take one off them. We're gonna put the theory to test in my mind. Let's see if it turns out.
Yeah.
So
you're putting a game on it.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? It's early on.
And then last game of the week, Bears versus the Chargers. We'll have Mr. Vigente back out there. Honestly, I could see a world where the Bears win this game because the Chargers have playing such bad defense.
Yeah,
but the Bears' defense, I just think, is worse. They just don't have the guys to handle the Chargers' offense. I'm hoping Herbert has a little bit of a bounce back game.
Nice,
because he needs it. He needs to feast to get that confidence back.
I agree. You got him on a fantasy team, don't you?
Perhaps 1 or 2. Just 1.
So you got the Chargers?
I got the Chargers.
All right. I do too. I really want this to be like kind of a sneaky shootout. Maybe Vigente kind of puts on some sort of master class. He's like, whoa, who's this new rookie coming in? He went to Shepherd University? No, he's not a Shepherd, folks. He plays football. We'll see. I mean, Herbert needs his bounce back. It'll be interesting, but I do have the Chargers. But I'd love to see him go off. I do have him on a fantasy team, so that's why I'm saying that.
Who's on the fantasy team?
Vigente. He's on my dynasty team.
So we got 2 people here starting Tyson Vigente.
No, I have Herbert.
No, he has.
I
misunderstood. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
He does look pretty cool.
He's got some swagger.
The sleeve, you got the tattoo
Yeah,
sleeve,
the chest hat.
I'm a supporter of him. I hope he does well, but not in this game. I'm picking the Chargers. Look, if they can't win this one, what are they doing? I mean,
I know.
they gotta.
Is Staley getting fired? If
they gotta fire
I
everybody.
hope so.
They gotta fire everybody.
Even Kellen Moore.
They're firing Justin Herbert. They're trading the house.
I don't think he fired Kellen Moore.
I think they cut Herbert. I think they.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, Chargers.
All right.
Is it time for Shmokin Hot Takes?
Do you want to do that before top tens? What do you guys want to do?
No.
Top tens?
Yeah, let's do top tens. I don't know why KDawg said that.
It was what was in my notes. That's not what we did last time.
I don't think so.
And the show doctor shows top tens first.
Really?
That's okay. Do you guys just want to rip through?
Yeah, let's just rip through these guys.
All right, KDawg, you always go first.
It is.
And we're just using our logic that we've been using this whole episode for. This is what people have been waiting for.
Yeah, lots of movement in my power rankings this week. Seriously. Maybe the most of any weeks thus far. Number 10, moving down one spot, I have the Seattle Seahawks.
Boo.
Down?
We just won a game.
Yeah, they did, but it didn't blow me away. And it's not that I'm trying to hate on the Seahawks here. It's just there's been some movement that required me moving down.
Sure.
To show that I'm not being biased, moving down 2 spots, I've got the Cowboys.
Wow.
Just simply, I mean, the teams I have above them have been better in recent weeks.
Yeah, they want to buy
well,
week, so hard to.
Yeah.
Nothing to really impact.
I just said the teams ahead of them have been better in recent weeks. Although I do have the Dolphins here, who just lost at number 8, moving down 2 spots.
Wow.
But I mean, they've just I'm calling them frauds. But I guess this shows that I still think they're a top 10 team. I mean, their offense has been setting all kinds of records. Number 7, I got the Ravens, who are new this week, but I had to put them there. Only at 7 though. I don't know how high you guys are going to rank them. I saw some reports this week of people saying they're the best team in the league, and I don't see that. But they definitely belong in the top 10, obviously.
They look pretty good.
Moving down 3 spots at number 6, I have the Bills after kind of an ugly loss. Number 5, I have the Jaguars moving up 3 spots. I think they deserve. I mean, they have 4 straight. Is it 4 straight wins now? They look really good.
They're pretty consistent.
They've been very consistent when all these other teams have been losing games. Number 4, I've got the Lions dropping 2 spots.
Nice.
I think they still deserve to be a top 5 team, but obviously they're not quite at the level we thought they were. You can't really make excuses for what happened in that Ravens game. Number 3, I got the Chiefs moving up 2 spots. They've been quietly one of the best teams in the league. It's just no one's really talking about them as much as we usually do. Number 2, the 49ers, finally coming out of that number 1 spot. After 2 straight losses, they had to move down. But I think they're still potentially the best team in the league. But for this week, unfortunately, I had to move the Eagles to the number 1 spot. Moving up 3 spots.
Really?
They had the best. I mean, they did lose to the Jets just 2 weeks ago, but they had a very convincing win over the Dolphins. They're just such a dangerous team on offense and defense. Their offensive and defensive lines are so good. They're just a really tough team to beat. So yeah, they're my number 1.
That must be so painful because did you ever have the Cowboys rated at 1?
No, I didn't.
No,
I think I had. I think I had them as high as 2, maybe after 1.
Yeah, I did too.
They were playing like a number 1 rated team for a few weeks. Not anymore. No, they're not even playing like a top 10 rated.
I know they're gonna lose to the Rams. Beautiful.
All right, Coop.
All right,
lay down some law.
My top 10. So I got the Cowboys moving down 2 spots. Actually, that's 3 spots. Wow. To number 10. So I know they suffered from not playing a game because you know who did play a game? The Ravens. They destroyed the Lions. I honestly have them too low, but this is a new team for me. So I'm putting these guys in here. I got the Bills down here at 2, losing to the Pats. Come on, Mac Jones. All right, and then I got the Jags moving up 2 spots, so they're right where they belong, over the Bills, just like they played. Then I got the Seahawks, moved up 2. I don't know how, but they just did. It just kind of happened.
Fair.
So Seahawks at 6. And then I got the Dolphins at 5 coming down. They just lost to arguably the number 1 team in the league, so they're not going to come down too far. Lions, I had them down 2 spots from 2 to 4. You just got destroyed by the Ravens. Chiefs, like you were saying, kind of just sneaking up. They're just been consistently good ever since they lost to the Lions. NFL's never going to let them lose. Refs are always going to be.
And we don't want to rate them high.
No, I
don't want to. None of us do.
Yeah, they're
but we have
the anti-hero. And then 49ers at 2, and the Eagles at
you guys just
1.
Love your 49ers.
I mean, they're
You
still.
hate
They're not even on my list.
All right, let's hear your list.
All right. So number 10, staying in this place is the Cleveland Browns, which neither of you guys have on your list. I don't know why. They beat the Niners. They won a shootout against the Colts, who I think are a quality team.
I'll tell you what, probably Jay. If, after next week, I'll probably put the Browns at 10 and bump the Seahawks out.
That's a great.
Honestly, I see a way where Seahawks win in a close game. I just keep them. I keep the Browns at 10 because I think they're still a quality team, and they just lost to another quality team.
PJ Walker, man. Sorry,
that's fine.
That's all. That's
maybe they trade. Maybe they trade for a good QB.
They're already paying Deshaun $230 million guaranteed.
All right, and then sticking in place at my number 9, I also have the Seattle Seahawks. They had a good win against the Cardinals, but not enough for me to move them up ahead of some of these other teams.
They should be 5-1 right now.
At 8, moving down 1 spot, I have the Bengals. The only reason they moved down just because they lost or they had a bye week. At number 7, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They moved up 1 spot.
Nice.
After a good win against the Saints. I think they're looking very great offensively. Trevor Lawrence is going to go, and Etienne is honestly looking like the sneaky MVP of that team right now. Hoping he keeps it going too. All right, moving down 4 spots. I have the San Francisco 49ers.
You're the most reactionary person
Brock Purdy
I've ever met.
Looking like he's not that guy. They're super dependent on guys like Debo, Christian McCaffrey. The defense looks like they have some. Their armor's just not. It's not there. It's not fully there. So 49ers. Yeah, I don't think they're that super team we all thought they might be.
Well, Debo's out, but yeah.
At number 5, moving down 4 spots, I got the Detroit Lions.
Moving down 4 spots
from 1 spot.
What is your problem?
You mean number 4?
You literally launch them up there +6, and then take them down.
Yeah, they got their ass whooped by the Ravens.
Right.
They deserve to fall a little bit.
Man.
All right. Number 4, moving down 1 spot, I got the Miami Dolphins. They lost to the Eagles, who I think are a quality team, and only deserve to fall for 1 for that.
Yeah.
And number 3, back on my list, I have the Baltimore Ravens.
Jeez.
Are you number 3?
Well, I can make good.
You're like, arguably people are putting them at 1, but I don't know about that.
What did you guys have them at? Where did you have the Ravens at?
9?
I had them at 7.
All right, fair enough. Hey, man, this is your list.
This is my list. We'll let the people decide what they think is best. At number 2, moving up 4
I have to make a new graphic number for this jump here.
Koop hates my power rankings because they're too different. Moving up 4 spots, it's the Chiefs to number 2, and then rounding out the top 1, I have the Eagles who moved up 3.
Okay.
So
we all got Eagles number 1.
Yeah. So we're kind of cold on that. And then notably, I don't have the Bills. Drop them off.
Wow.
No Cowboys. I really wanted to put the Falcons, but then I realized I forgot the.
You want to put the Falcons
49ers.
over? You want to put the Falcons
You forgot the 49ers.
Can you explain the Bengals over Cowboys to me, please?
Because the Cowboys are absolute frauds.
So why didn't you pick them to get beaten?
Because they're playing the Rams. I don't think the Rams are. The Rams are okay, but I think the Cowboys are like 12. They're like 12.
Who's 11?
Probably Falcons.
You put the Falcons over them?
Dude, Dak Prescott would turn over the ball.
That's so ridiculous.
He would turn over the ball 4 times.
No, he wouldn't. Even if he would, it wouldn't
3
matter.
interceptions.
Riddler would turn it over 6 times.
No, he wouldn't.
That's so dumb.
The smokers, you can't see it's over your lap.
It's like we're already in the Shmokin Hot Takes section. You're just saying some ridiculous things.
All
right, let's move on.
Let's wait and see. All right.
They don't. Unfortunately, I don't think they play each other this year.
Oh, what a joy that would be. Well, no, they could play each other in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but the Cowboys honestly might not make it. So
I don't see how you work that out. But
all right, let's go.
Sure. All right, let's get into the hot takes. KDawg, give us your Shmokin Hot Take of the week.
Okay, you guys aren't gonna like this one.
It's fine.
No, it does not.
Kareem Hunt rushes for 250 yards.
It does not have to do with that game. It's actually on the opposite side of the country. I'm predicting Mac Jones outplays Tua.
Oh my God!
In a big win over the Dolphins.
No
I'm predicting he throws for 3 touchdowns.
Whoa!
And beats the Dolphins. So I'm kind of adding on to that upset pick earlier, but
my
I think
goodness,
Mac Jones has a big game.
Did you write that down?
I did.
Okay, good.
It's on the record permanently.
Wow. I wish I had my Shmokin Hot Takes based off of my upset picks. That's a great idea. Huh? What? Okay. I want to hear yours. I want to hear yours where you think that's not hot.
Okay, mine. So I kind of have a 2. I have a homer one because I thought it'd be fun. Because I don't know, I didn't do this last week. And then actually, both of them are homer ones. First, we're playing the Browns. The Seattle Seahawks playing the Browns. PJ Walker is going to throw 3 interceptions, 2 of which they go to Witherspoon.
Wow.
I like it.
Who is the other one going to?
Jamal Adams.
No, because he cannot catch a ball to save his life. I'm going to say
Wagner
to Tariq Woolen. I don't know. Who's that? Or is it Julian Love? Is he the other corner? I think he's pretty good. I don't remember. It's something Love. Something Love.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, and then my other pick, which is also based off
Jordan Love.
No. It's
we're good.
There's a corner with Love.
No, you're right. Love.
So this is tagging off my Jets versus Giants play. So the Giants are going to be the King of New York.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling for 3 anytime touchdowns. 1 for Barkley, 1 for Waller, and 1 for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Ooh-wee. You guys starting your Giants? No.
I guess the Jets defense, really.
Hey, man. Shmokin Hot Takes. I picked Aiden Hutchinson to have a career game last week. And that wasn't even close.
Game, not just,
so,
he might be the first player ever to do that.
Okay, man. Sometimes you hit those. Sometimes you just do.
KDawg is so feisty today.
All right, let me get my Shmokin Hot Take out. Josh Downs. You like that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
He's the number 1 wide receiver for the freaking Colts, baby.
Colts, baby. Pittman just had his squeaky wheel game. You only threw it to me 5 times. I only got 2 catches. So, guess what's going to happen? Saints are tuning in.
Was like a
tune in.
Touchdown.
I know, but he still complained. Tune in Tokyo. Saints are tuning into this, and they're saying, hey, we're going to key in on Michael Pittman because he's been squeaking. Josh Downs.
A.J. Brown.
Josh Downs from the slot. He's going downtown for some touchdowns, baby. He's going to get 2 touchdowns over 150 yards.
Oh, my God.
Write it down. He's on my team. We going to the championship, baby.
I feel like a flash sunburn. That's so hot.
It's not that hot.
So he's projecting another career game.
Well, he just did something similar last game.
At least that stat line isn't like crazy.
No, last game he had 145 yards and 1 touchdown. So
okay, it's reasonable.
Honestly, Jordan Addison almost did that last night. So
yeah,
it ain't impossible. And
welcome to the NFL, Josh Downs.
Is he a rookie?
Yeah,
he's a rookie. So maybe he could get a shot at Rookie of the Year.
Potentially.
Smokers, let us know what hot take you like the best. Maybe we'll make that our poll. Who had the best, or who has the best hot take?
Isn't that how it's always been?
But no,
who's got the hottest take?
But we never had one specific hot take
until
now. Or last week we did, but
maybe we'll get a graphic out for this next week. Week 9, where you can say your own.
We'll we'll do ours. And
we got to do that.
Have that.
Yeah.
So look out for Uncle Sam. He'll be calling your name for your
That's
hot
right.
takes. Fellas, we're at the end of the show.
That's right.
Any last words for the people?
No, I don't have
You guys.
I don't have anything for you. Welcome back, Prophet Jay. It was good to have you come back and kind of lead the episode. I think you guys, the Smokers, had us for 2 pods, and I think they're ready for you to come back.
They needed the searing hot takes.
We needed the
you guys.
We needed
the good laugh.
We needed the sultry voice.
Mm-hmm.
So
we didn't have a host for 2 weeks.
Well, you guys
were spitballs.
You guys were manning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
we were lost at sea without you, Prophet Jay. But yeah, excited for it. We got a full week this week. Not one team is on a bye.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's kind of odd that they do it like that.
I know.
Have they done that before?
I don't know. I was wondering that too. I've never noticed this before, but then again, I've never
week
done
1
a podcast before. Week 18,
week 2, probably week 3.
Okay. All right, Smokers. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to give us a like, follow, and rate, and all. You know the deal.
That's
Check it out at Shmokin Hot Takes. Give us your hot takes, and
we really want to hear from you guys.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
That's right. For week 9,
similar episode.
And make sure to tune in to C-Dub's Locks coming out on Friday.
We honestly, we should do maybe a Thursday night recap too. We'll see.
It's
a good game. It's a good game. We'll see.
It'll be a little trick or treat. Maybe we just
next episode is on Halloween.
It is actually.
Oh, we'll see.
We might have to wear costumes.
Costume. You guys can't see.
That's fine. We'll take pictures. Maybe upload.
Do an episode at all.
Ooh. All right.
See ya. Bye.